if anybody needs anything, she'll let me know. And she quite happily tells me to pipe down, so we're all good. Can everybody understand me?
Yes.
Yeah. Guys, you're not picky. See, we've got some thumbs up. That's brilliant. If I can see thumbs up, I know you're okay and you can hear me. Okay. So, just to make it even more interesting, Rachel thought she'd not only get lots of people on this one, but she'd also get it from lots of different places. So, I think we got Stoke Gifford. Who's going to be starting at Stoke Gifford? Okay. Yeah. Hand waves. Okay. Who have we got for North? Have we got him? Doncaster?
Yeah.
Cool. And Bounds Green.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So this next bit is probably the most painful of the whole thing, and that's just taking it. Okay. So if you guys can just bear with me and Rach 1 second while we just do it. If anybody's not got their name associated to their Zoom chat, for example, Nexus 6P, try to take a screenshot of this to evidence that you have been on a Zoom chat with me. Am I echoing to you guys?
Yeah, exactly. Quite bad.
Yeah.
Quite bad.
Right,
I didn't know where it's coming from.
Okay.
I think it's echoing through someone else's
There is
computer.
a feedback.
Okay. So let's have a look. Is that better if I turn mine down?
Yeah.
I can still hear it.
Okay. Can everybody just turn their volumes down a little bit and see if that... Once we get to the health and safety bit, that's a breeze compared. Okay, how's that?
That's bad.
It's a bit better.
Okay. It's still bad.
Yeah, there's still like an interference.
Yeah, it's coming through someone else's by the sound of it.
Yeah.
Okay, who's clued up on technology? Surely there's somebody here.
Someone needs to turn their mic down.
It sounds like someone's playing something on their phone.
Okay, so shall we say then, everybody mutes their
Everyone mutes the mic.
Everyone thought they just click open. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah,
that will be a lot better.
Okay, so if you just click on your mutes then, guys. Now I'm lonely. That's so quiet. That's quite strange. I don't know if I like that. Okay, so...
I'm still here.
Thanks, Rach. I knew you'd have my back. Okay, let's try and flick a few more on. Let's try and work out whose it is. Just one at a time. Now, I don't know how we're going to do that yet, so bear with me. This is like the first initiation game. Okay, so let's... Nathan, flip yours on.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so we're still okay?
It's not going to be mine.
Okay.
No.
Steve, Yates, you stick yours on.
Mine on.
So, Steve, if you put yours on. Nathan, you can leave yours on now because we know you're okay. Harry?
Yeah, that's me.
We're still good? Yep. Okay, Vicky? Flip yours, let's see. No echo, we're all good. Okay, Craig Davis, flip yours.
Yeah, mine's on.
Okay, congratulations, you passed the first test. Kelly Marshall?
Yep.
Perfect, thank you, Kelly. Okay, we've got somebody called Fire Tablet, which I don't think is your name, but we'll go with that.
Now we've got interference, Sam.
Ah, hold on. Kelly, just flip yours off again. Is it still there?
I think we found the culprit.
Is it still echoing now, though?
I can still hear it, yeah.
It's really...
Who's not followed the game? Who's flipped on anyway?
You do have two Nathans as well, by the way.
Oh, Rach, come on.
What?
Okay, so... Is that too bad? It is a bit, isn't it?
It seems it's better now.
Okay. Yeah, it's gone quiet now. Go on, Kelly, flip it on again. Let's see. One more try. Maybe that's what it is.
Right, it's back on.
Right, Taylor, just flip it off, and you just have to keep flipping it on. But please talk to me, because I will get really lonely, and I get very bored of my voice, so I interact. Okay?
No problem. Sorry.
Rachel's got to stay on. No, it's not your fault, Kelly. I think it's just the number of people.
So it's my fault.
Talk to me, because I would get very, very lonely on my own. Okay, so now we've got past that bit. If you bear with me 2 seconds, I'm just going to go through the register and make sure that I know who we've got, so you guys obviously get signed off on this. So, have we got Matt? Oh, we've got lots of names the same here, right? You've made it even harder. Right, have we got a Matt? Have we got a Beverly? Have we got an Asmo?
Yes.
Rach, am I on the right list?
Hang on.
Present.
Oh, okay, we are on the right list. So, Asmo, sorry, where are you?
Here I am.
Okay, perfect. Conrad? Have we got a Conrad? Have we got a Mark Knight?
Yeah, me.
Perfect. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Kate Richardson. I feel like I'm taking a register, Rachel. This is ridiculous. Like, proper one.
Okay.
Kate Richardson. Okay. Andrew Finch. Okay. Nathan Addison.
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Liam Smith.
Yeah, I'm here.
Liam? Smith?
Yeah, me.
Not you, Liam, is it?
I'm here, yeah.
What? Sharon's?
Who?
No.
Which one's Liam and which one's talking? Can't keep up.
Yeah, I know him. He's my cousin.
Yeah, I have it.
That is actually ridiculous. You just can't go anywhere these days, can you?
Small world.
So yeah, I'm bringing
That's
people together.
So, which one's Liam?
Me.
Okay, and who knows Liam? Which one knows Liam?
Me. Mark.
Right, okay, so how do you know each other?
He's related to my auntie, my ex-wife.
Blimey. Okay, and what's your name, sorry?
Mark Knight.
Okay, okay. Small
You're
world.
doing the same team.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Tyler. David.
Yep.
Craig. Have we got a Craig?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, cool. Thomas. Stephen.
Yeah, I'm here.
Martin.
Yeah.
Lee. Oh, we've got two Lees. Lee Divine. No. Nathan Singh.
I'm there.
You, Nathan. I'm going to say it wrong, and I apologise now. But is it Sia?
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
Is that? Did I say it right?
Yeah, it's Kai.
Okay.
You pronounce it
Close
Kai.
enough.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Sorry.
Yeah. Kai.
Kai.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Lawrence.
Yeah, I'm here.
Abdullah. Okay. Steve. Joe.
Yeah.
Harry.
Yeah.
Kelly.
Here.
Lee. Oh, we've got another Lee. Lee Edliston. Lone.
Lucian.
Graham.
That would be Lucian.
Yeah, I'm here.
Have we got a Lucian?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Graham was there, yeah.
Yeah, Graham, I'm here.
Thank you, Graham. Vicky?
Yeah, yeah.
I am really sorry. I really try hard with names, but if I do say it wrong, I apologise. Shabby? Okay. Is there anybody I've not said?
Yeah, me.
Who? Give me a wiggle. I can't see.
Me. Fire tablet.
Where are
Nightclub
you?
Edwards.
Oh. Okay, bear with me. Sorry, Nakoma. Yep, got you. And who else haven't I said?
Kudus. Kudus.
Okay, won't be 1 second. What's your surname?
Adebiokun.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Maybe 1 second. Okay, I just need to take a screenshot, okay? So you're welcome to smile, you're welcome to just look down, but I just need to evidence that you've all been on the call, okay?
Okay.
Maybe 1 second. Nearly there, guys.
You're all good.
Otherwise, Rachel will tell me off.
What?
If I don't do it. So, right, okay. That's the hardest bit done. Congratulations, you passed that bit. Okay, so the plan is, I'll explain a bit about myself and what my role is with Bespoke, explain what you guys are going to be doing. We're going to complete 2 different things today, and you will get copies of these so you can sign them off via email, okay? So we'll sign it on your behalf, but we'll ask you to request to send an email back to say that it's actually correct. So the first one will be this that you'll get, and that's just an induction to Bespoke. So I'll try and make it as painless as I can, but it is obviously quite hard doing it via video link. It's far more fun when we've got you all in the room and we can make you do lots of things. So I apologise if you are struggling with this. If you yawn, then Rachel will tell me, okay? And then I'll make you do some, we'll have to think of a game to play to wake you up. So
I will be the one that yawns though, because I've heard it about 5 times now.
No, Rachel, you're not allowed to do that, okay? You've got to show that I'm not boring. That's your role today, okay? So if you could just look really interested, that would be fantastic. So, has anybody got any questions before I start?
No.
No? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, company introduction. So, as I said, you guys are going to be working for Bespoke Facilities. We're based in Coventry, and we're a national provider of cleaning and security services. The contracts that you're going to be working on are Hitachi Rail. We have sites in Doncaster, North Pole, and Bounds Green, which are London.
And
Swansea,
Ashford.
And no, we don't service Ashford.
Oh, do you? All right.
No. So, and also Stoke Gifford. So there's various sites we look after. You guys are all going to be based in different sites. So any site-specific stuff I'll try and cover, but certain elements, if you're not sure and it's not been explained in the when you applied, then just let me know and I'll answer any questions you've got. So company values. Bespoke genuinely do care about the staff. I know everybody says it, but we actually do. So the way we work is if you guys are actually looked after and you're happy, then you'll carry out your tasks better, the client's happy, which means that we're happy too. So it's a win-win for us. It's easier for us to look after you than keep having to replace staff. So we do try and make sure that our retention isn't ridiculously high on losing staff, and we actually keep our retention of staff as best as we can. So we will look after you. All we ask in return are a few things. One, that you'll work your hardest. It might not be the best and it might not be good enough, but we can work with that. We can support you. We can give you more training, and we can try and put anything in place, any new measures in place to help you get better. But we can't teach you work ethic. So we ask you to work your best. We ask you to be reliable. That's a huge thing, because obviously if somebody doesn't turn up for shift, it has a big impact on the team, because the same amount of trains still need cleaning, but it just means we've got less people to do it, and it makes it harder for everybody. So again, that's just as important, that you are reliable and do turn up for your shifts. And the last thing, and probably the most important thing from Bespoke's point of view, is that you work safely. You are going to be working on safety critical sites. You will be walking around the units, which are the trains, and you will be going trackside. So everything's put in place to keep you safe. There's various measures which we'll go through today, and you'll learn once you're on site and you do more courses. But if you don't follow these procedures, it could be a very dangerous site, which is why we carry out this initial induction first. Because there's so many people, that's why I've got Rachel to jump on it as well. Because as much as some of it is quite boring, it is really important and it keeps you safe. So when it comes to the health and safety side of things, we will always expect everybody to be compliant. And if you don't understand something, that's okay, shout up, always ask. And if you don't understand still, ask again. But communication's key for this, to make sure that everybody does stay safe and goes home at the end of the shift. The measures we have in place do make it safe, and there is no reason for any incidents or accidents to happen. However, the flip side of that is if people don't follow the processes and the procedures properly, then that could be a very different matter. Does that make sense to you guys? Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Just say to you that I did a PTA course about 2 years ago. Would that be still valid, or do we have to go through your course still?
No, you have to go through this still, because
Fine.
the PTS is obviously for Network Rail. Now, everything will... however, with you will go on an LTSA course, which is a local track safety course. That is purely for Hitachi sites. So without a doubt, everything that you've done on your PTS course will be covered in the LTSA course. But without having that, you can't move around a Hitachi site. Freely. Yeah, but it'll be a breeze if you've done your PTS.
PTS and all that anyway. I've got it all.
Who's that, sorry?
Liam.
Cool. Okay, brilliant. So so you should find it not a problem at all to do your LTSA. So what will happen is we'll do this today. You guys will then, if you still want to work for us, obviously you might change your mind, which is absolutely fine. Hope you don't, but we'll see. You will have to have a drugs and alcohol test, and you will have to have medicals. Okay, we can't have anybody working on site that fails those. So it's really important that if there is anything that you think, there's zero tolerance to alcohol and drugs. I may as well just get that straight out there. So if you take drugs, there is literally no point in, you may as well just jump out now. Not because I'm being rude or because I'm discriminating against you, but purely because you will, if you fail it, then you won't be able to work for us. So
Look, I don't drink then.
Pardon?
Let's look, I don't drink then.
Well, with alcohol, in your own time, whatever floats your boat, no problem. But just make sure it's out of your system prior to starting work. So if you're on nights, then don't have a skinful the night before. If you're on days, if you're on nights, don't in the day go for a couple of drinks at lunchtime, for example. It will still be in your system, and because it's zero tolerance, even a slight trace of it would be a fail. With regards to working days, the night before, just don't go out and have loads, because again, it potentially could still be in your system. There is calculators you can find online that you can put in what you had to drink, and it'll give you an estimate of how long it takes to come out your system. It's worth having a look at it. It's actually quite surprising how long it does take to come out of your system at times. So if you do genuinely, if you have taken drugs recently, or you are a drug user, even if it's just, I don't know, I'm not really au fait on drugs, but if it's cannabis or one of them, they're all terrible in the bigger picture, but the milder ones, it will still show. Okay, so I'd rather you guys communicate with me and Rachel separately and tell us, so that we can say that's fine. At the moment you don't work for us, so what you've done in the past is none of our business. But we'd rather put back your induction to a time when you feel that you would pass your drugs and alcohol.
Is it a swab?
It's a urine sample for the drug side. The alcohol is a blow test, and then you also have a medical as well, which will check sort of sight, hearing, coordination.
It's like the railway one, really, what you have for your PTS.
It is the PTS.
Hey,
medical.
mate.
Yeah. Okay. Now, obviously, if you've got ailments and medical conditions, that's not the end of the road by any means. It just means we have to be able to evidence that the measures can be put in place for you. That's all. So, for example, if you wear glasses, that's not a problem, but you'd need to wear your glasses on the medical, and you need to wear your glasses when you're at work. If you wear a hearing aid, then obviously you'd need to make sure that the battery's charged.
Well, you get a colourblind test as well there.
You will,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought,
Yeah, you will, mate.
There's various things. If anybody's got any sort of individual questions that they want to go through with me or Rachel afterwards, that's absolutely no problem at all. But like I say, this isn't to catch people out. We don't discriminate by any means. But if there is something and you feel that it might be an issue, shout up, speak to us, and we'll see what we can do. Okay? Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Following on from that, we'll do annual health screen checks on you as well, just to make sure that if anything's changed, we can evidence that we've looked into it for you. If, for example, something changes with you and you are on new medication literally just after you start working for us, shout up and let us know, because we need to keep your medication up to date, because you will not only get a pre-employment medical and drugs and alcohol test, you'll also get random drugs and alcohol tests as well. So, and if they do that and there's medication in your system that potentially would show as a fail, even though it's actually just medication you're on, if it's not logged, it's harder for us to deal with that. Whereas if you've already told us about it, it'll be on your records. And the only other reason we'd carry out a drugs and alcohol test is if there's a cause test done. If something happens on site and they feel that there could be other there could be other reasons for the incident to happen, then potentially we'll do a cause test and they will test everybody involved or on site. So you will get tested a lot and have to get to win the pot, not gonna lie. But as long as you're not coming on site with alcohol or drugs in your system, you'll be all good. So are we all okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I don't actually think anybody's yawned yet, which is
not
cool.
yet.
No, I like that. I like that. Okay. What else have we got? So we've got, okay, I have to tell you about our accreditations and certifications as a company. You may not be interested, I'm pretty certain you probably won't be, but it's important that you know who you're working for and you know a little bit about them, okay? Because you guys are going to be based on site, you'll very rarely get involved or communicate with the head office, so it's important we at least tell you a bit of basic stuff. So I'll do it as briefly as I can, but if you do want any more information, you're welcome to ask me and I'll go into more detail. Nobody's actually ever done that yet, but this is first for everything. So we do have the sort of the standard baseline, if you like, accreditations, which are called CHAS and Safe Contractor. We've also got 3 ISO certifications, which is there's 9001, there's 14001, and there's 45001. 9001 is a certification. You have to bear with me because I did go and try and get a drink, but I didn't have time. So I'm actually literally going to just stop being able to talk in a minute. So I am really sorry. And I was trying to get somebody's attention to actually bring me one, but nobody cares. 9001 is for quality. So that means you're working for a company that follows like sort of the back systems we have in place, the HR processes, the training processes. They've all been classed as acceptable for the ISO standard. We've also got 14001, which is environmental. That means that we take pride in making sure that our staff are working in a safe environment, that we're not causing any additional issues to the environment. And also, most importantly, for your point of view, is we've got 45001, which is health and safety. I will keep referring back to health and safety, okay? It is really, really important that you guys understand that the site you're working on does have high risks if you don't follow the procedures that we will show you. You won't be going in there and we won't be throwing you in and that's it, you're on your own by any means, okay? You'll be doing this with me today. You will then get issued with your uniform, you'll have your drugs and alcohol test and your medicals, and then we'll get you started. Once you start, you'll be working in a team and you'll be working with a supervisor, and you won't be working independently. Okay, you won't walk around the site independently. You can in the office environment, but not outside where the railway tracks are and where the trains are and everything. You won't be on your own there. So please don't panic that all of a sudden we're going to throw you in and say off you pop.
So, can I just ask something quickly? How long will it take until we, like, roughly will it take to start?
Okay,
You know,
who's that? Who's that?
Nathan.
Okay, Nathan. So what site are you at?
Doncaster.
Donny. Okay, so we're looking to try and start people literally ASAP. So we're on, is it Thursday today? Is it Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay, so Thursday, Friday. We're going to try and aim to get people started next Tuesday latest.
When we're alcohols this weekend or Monday?
That's the only thing we're waiting for. Okay, so it may even be that if we have to do it last minute, we might do it on the day.
Yeah. Do we get our boots and uniform on the day?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if depending on what shift line you're on, so it might be that you start a few days later of that, unless you wanted some extra hours.
What
and we'll just...
times? Is it 12-hour shifts?
No, so, okay, I was waiting for a question that had 3 million different answers.
Oh, it was 12-hour shift by some super there.
Bear with me. Who's asking me? Who's iPhone? Liam again. Okay, so Liam, are you days or nights?
Days. Cause my mum was someone who works there, supervisor, and she said it's 12-hour shifts. So
yeah. So, are you? Which one do you know?
I forgot her name now.
You know her well then.
My mum knows her quite well, so she's.
Is it Joe?
No.
Dawn?
Dawn. I think it's Dawn.
Right, okay. Right, sorry, no. So you will be working 12-hour shifts if you're on days, okay? So yours will be 7 till 7. So I may as well do them all. Stoke Gifford. Right, Rach, if you're watching, if I get it wrong, shout up. Stoke Gifford is, they're all 4 on 4 off, apart from Donny Days, which is 2 on 2 off, okay? Stoke Gifford is 9 o'clock until 6 o'clock in the morning. If anybody thinks I've said it wrong, shout up, but that is definitely right. Then we've got Bounds Green, which is 8 o'clock until 6 o'clock in the day. We've got Doncaster Nights, which is 8 o'clock until 6 o'clock in the morning, and 4 on 4 off still. And I think that's all I've got on here. Is there a North Pole on here?
Can you choose to work your days off though if you want?
That's about the question, Sam. Are you permanently on those shifts, or can you rotate around those shifts?
Right, so you will be set on your 4 on 4 off on those shifts, okay?
Right.
They'll be your allocated shifts. However, I think somebody else just has the same thing. You'll be allocated to those, but we do self-cover, okay?
Right.
So you can guarantee there'll always be a couple of people off on your shift, whether that's holiday or sickness. So we will always offer out overtime. It is a flat rate because it's not compulsory, but people, because you've got the 4 on 4 off, some people like to do a couple even because they've still got 2 days off. So you are more than welcome to jump on it. We will make sure that you don't over do how many you can do. We'll make sure you get at least 1 day off in 7 or 2 off in 14. But yeah, you are welcome to have overtime if it's something you like. Some people love it.
I'd rather do 6 1 off me.
Pardon?
I'd rather do 6 on 1 off.
Yeah, bless you. Let's see if you still feel like that after cleaning trains every day.
I'm used to being on railway doing 12-hour shifts, so I'd rather do more than that day.
Bless you.
You really need some money.
But
you're obviously very young.
That's it.
But you do have to do your allocated set shifts. If we find that people are jumping on overtime and then missing their own shifts, we will cancel their overtime because obviously they're the important ones because they're the ones we've set in stone. Okay.
What's the pay per hour?
Oh, see, actually it's not too bad. Okay, so days is £10.75 an hour, and evenings is £11.75 an hour. Now, because you're working, did I just actually say weekos instead of because, Rachel?
Yeah,
you're supposed to give me a heads up when I say things like that.
I know, but I think they should get to know you now anyway.
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
Because you guys are working either 4 on 4 off or 2 on 2 off, you, in theory, your average working week is 3.5 days. You'll never work 3.5 days. You'll always either work 3 or 4 shifts a week. But on average, it's 3.5. So that means you guys are entitled to 20 days holiday. So, for example, if you've got your 4 off as normal and another 4 off after, and you're 4 in the middle, if you take those 4 in the middle off, you've got 12 days off just for taking 4 off. So it does work quite well. You're basically working half the year, which is quite cool. So has anybody got any questions on that?
I have a question on. I do have piercings, and I'm just wondering if you'd rather me keep them out. I didn't want to turn up and then be like, you shouldn't have them in. Like, oh, sorry.
Okay. Unless it's really personal, where are they?
They're literally just like 2 here, and then I have ear stretchers, but they're only small.
No, that's fine. The only thing I would say is if it's anything that could potentially get caught, then we would say no. But that's absolutely fine. That's not a problem at all. No.
Thank you.
From an appearance point of view, we don't discriminate. So that's absolutely no issue at all.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Anybody else?
No.
No? Okay. So I may as well do the conversation that we always get around to, but we're sort of nearly there, Rach, anyway, aren't we? So, Indeed. Who's read the reviews on Indeed?
I have.
Matthew. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen some bad ones, but and there's some good ones. But you tell me.
Okay. So, I'm not going to turn around and say that every one of you is going to love the job, and I'm not. But what I can say is, if people fail drugs and alcohol tests, they tend to not be very happy. Okay. I can state that I am definitely not an alcoholic. I eat far too much chocolate. I'll own up to that. And I am slightly daft at times, but I am 100% not an alcoholic. I get drugs and alcohol tested all the time. Okay. So as I say to everybody, because obviously somebody failed a drugs and alcohol test and posted on Indeed that
no, it's not that. It's about the bullying part of it. That's what I've seen.
Okay. So the bullying
already.
One thing we will, and you'll get to see as soon as you're on site, we won't allow families to work together.
No, that's good.
At the start. As time goes on, if we find that they have settled into their own shift lines and they're working as a team and all the rest of it, then potentially we will allow that on different teams within the same shift line. But we got stung with that. We had families on there, and that's not pinpointing them. And sometimes, hypothetically, families would potentially cause issues in the teams. And if that was to happen, we wouldn't keep them. So I can, and that's not threatening anybody by any means, but I won't have bullying. The teams work very well together, and they are, sounds very cheesy, and I'll let you guys see for yourselves. They are like a family. They do look out for each other. We're spending a lot of time together. It's a hard job. You'll know you've worked a shift. I'm not going to lie. But if people aren't pulling their weight, and that doesn't mean that they're working the fastest or they're
no, I understand. I've worked as a team. I've worked
think
done
that people are sitting back.
I'm 50 and I understand all this sort of stuff, but what I'm trying to say is that if you've got a click going on, it's not right, is it?
No, not at all. And that's basically what I'm getting to. So with that, if people are all working together and they see people not working, then they will say something. I will not even lie about that. But what I will say is, it's not a click. It's the fact that people don't like if there's people that are sitting back and watching other people.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Is that if you feel that someone is not pulling their weight, and if you're on your own, and you're finding that the fact that there's a click and they're protecting that person, then it's not right, is it?
No, not at all. No, not one bit. So I can assure you, like I said to you.
There's half of these young ones lately who just sit back and watch.
Yeah.
Not all of us do that.
I'll be honest, we've got people who are very young that work fantastic. We've got people who are very old that work fantastic. We do take everybody on their own merit. And like I say, some people will be very good at something and others won't, but they all bring something different to the table. So you
work
will,
together, don't you? Really?
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll see that your team will be made up of people from all different sort of avenues of life, if you like, and they've all got different backgrounds and everything else. So it's not necessarily the people who've got lots of cleaning experience. It could be that we need people that have got a lot of experience in cleaning, but then we've got people who have got a lot of experience in more sort of manual labour and all the rest of it. And you put that team together and you've got a really solid core team. So, but no, are there clicks? I don't like clicks. Okay, so all I will say is if you feel that, then we do have a process in place. You know, you need to tell us. If we don't know about it, we can't fix it. Do I think there's clicks now? No, I don't. And I genuinely don't. But obviously, I'm not saying that I know every single thing that happens on every single site all the time, but I am pretty adamant, and Rach, from everything you've seen, we don't allow it to continue if we see that happening.
Yeah.
Let's say like if you didn't get on with a team very well, could you possibly change teams like to a different team? Could you ask like a manager to change over to a different team, or it's the case you're stuck with them people? Like say if you have a clash with someone, you don't get on with someone.
I'll be honest, if there was a clash, I'd be more concerned about what the clash was actually involving, really, because as far as I'm concerned, the teams aren't made up of friends. They're there to do a job, you know, and all the rest.
A
little bit of clash may be healthy.
Yeah.
It can, but we will try and support everybody to make sure the team you're on won't really be the team you stay on, because we'll assess and we'll work out who works better as a team. If it's because you've got it's genuinely just a friendship thing, then I wouldn't even, without, you know, I'll always be honest with you, that's not really how I work. But if it's because there's something else, we'd always look for the root cause first anyway. But yeah, we wouldn't leave you sitting on someone's team if there was an issue. We'd actually address the issue.
And be assuming you'd be hoping your team leader would deal with them issues anyway.
Sorry, I heard somebody talking, but it was really quiet.
It's Lawrence.
Hello,
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
I'd be hoping if you had any issues like that anyway, that you'd be expecting your team leader on site to be dealing with any ongoing issues in terms
Absolutely, yeah.
If you think
100%. That is exactly it.
At the end of the day, everybody goes in all walks of life to do
And everyone's got to earn a living, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Like I say, it's not people. It's a very busy environment, so everybody tends to just have to get on with what they're doing anyway. There's not time for. I'll be as honest. You know, I'll be brutal. I don't like bitching. I don't like bullying, and I don't like fighting. So if I see those going on,
you go to work. You don't go to piss about in the day.
No. So they will be addressed straight away, and it will be dealt with straight away. Okay. Does that answer the question on that? Sorry, Rach, do you want to talk?
Yeah. What I will say is, what you find with Sam compared to other operations managers, directors, etc. Sam is moving around these sites as much as she can. I mean, she doesn't actually have a life at the minute. So basically, Sam is very much hands-on. So if she sees things she doesn't like, she will deal with them. She has no qualms about dealing with them. So things like clicks and clashes and things, she's going to be there anyway. You'll see her every few days. So if there is a problem that you couldn't go to a supervisor with, you could pull Sam to one side. And I can say I've worked with Sam before. I worked for Bespoke. We worked together on another project that my employers were partnered with Bespoke. And I can say that any time I've ever had a problem, she was there to deal with it with her staff. So you will always have Sam in your corner. If you can't get hold of Sam, my email address and my phone number's there, and I can get a hold of Sam because I badger the life out of her. So it will always be sorted.
Thanks, Rach.
Sam, that's what I was going to ask you as well. About obviously it's 2 on 2 off.
Yeah.
Some Sundays I'll struggle, but I'll have to speak to you about that in person due to its family reasons.
Which site you are?
Donny,
well, if need be, I can give you a run there anyway. I can work in the same shift as you. It's not a problem. Because I'm in Donny myself anyway.
Cheers for that.
It's not a problem. Yeah, sorry, brother.
Look at this teamwork already.
Yeah,
just to do it. Family reasons, some Sundays I won't be able to work, like due to summer.
We'll talk to you after them.
Yeah, I'll speak to you in person about
that. Yeah, that's fine. Anybody else? Okay, give me 2 secs.
What's the? Is it contracted hours then, Sam, or is it just a 0-hour contract?
Oh, you're asking another one, aren't you? Okay.
You have to get it out there.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I feel like I'm being tested today, Rachel. Thank you for putting so many people.
I think they're a good bunch. I'm like,
yeah, I'm sure you do sitting there, right?
We'll bring you plenty of chocolate ready for you.
Right. Yeah, see that works for me. We can talk all day.
Oh, C's already bought you.
Yes, yeah. In fact, just going off subject slightly, I actually have had no chocolate today at all, and I am feeling quite sad. I'll get it out there. Bear with me 2 secs. So, question of contract hours. So it is a permanent contract. Because you're working 2 on, 2 off, or 4 on, 4 off, you will be contracted to, right, let me get this right. Hold on. So, Stoke Gifford, you will be contracted to 31.5 hours a week. Doncaster nights, you will be contracted to 35 hours a week. Doncaster days, you'll be contracted to 42 hours a week. Bounds Green, you'll be contracted to 35 hours. North Pole, you'll be contracted to 31.5 hours. Is that everybody?
What's the overtime rate then? When you go over your hours,
it's standard rate. It is standard rate, yeah. Because, like I say, it's not compulsory. But if you want it and it's there, you can pick.
I'm guessing Sundays are the same for that as well, being flat rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 365-day-a-year site, so it's literally open all the time, day and night. So bank holidays are just a normal standard day at any of the Hitachi sites. The planners that you'll get, which will show you what your shift pattern is for the rest of the year, the only week that won't necessarily be relevant is Christmas week, because we try and make that fair. Okay, if you guys are working, we're working. So we don't want you to have to work. We try and find.
You get more pay at Christmas?
No, it's a flat rate throughout. That's why the rate is where it is. We've pushed it as far as we can with the pay rate through Hitachi, so that you guys have got the commitment from us all year, not just on a certain days.
I think the pay is fair anyway, to be honest with you. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't be. It's hard to get that paid really anyway, unless you're on the railway.
Yeah. With Christmas, what we try and do is sort of split it a little bit. Some people tend to prefer to work, say, Christmas Eve. Some people prefer to work New Year's Eve. Normally, the structure of bespoke, from your point of view, is you'll have your team. You'll have your team supervisor. Then you'll have a shift supervisor, so that person will oversee all of the shift. Then you'll have a site manager. And then you'll have my cleaning standards manager, Bronwyn, who you'll all get to meet regular. She's on all the sites as well. And then you have myself. Alongside all of that, you've got Rachel, who will oversee pretty much everything for you guys. If you've got any questions or queries, Rachel's your girl. There's also a lady called Karen, who's my HR contact with Bespoke. So she will look after any HR concerns you may have. So we will send you all the structure and everything anyway, so you know. But with regards to Christmas, normally either myself or Bronwyn will be on each day. So we'll make sure that you guys, we genuinely mean it. If you've got to work, then we'll try and make it. If you can make it fun, we'll make it fun. But we do try and make it fair. So we will speak to you all about the Christmas week and see what commitments you have and what you can give, and see if that's enough. Sometimes that works. Certain sites, we find that it slots in quite well and there's no issue, everybody's happy on what they're on. Other times we find that actually nobody wants to work any of the time, and then we have to sort of almost draw straws. But
Do you do any special events for the year, like Christmas times, Easter, and stuff like that, or anything like that in-house?
So we will always, throughout the year, you'll find we'll play games. Okay, we like to play games. My main role in all of this is to keep you happy. Okay, if you're happy, then you're doing your job, and the compliance side of it will follow suit. Okay, so we will do things with you. It might be we have pizza nights. It might be that we go out. We tend to let people sort of choose what they want to do. Whether it's Donny going out on the town is just ridiculous. So
yeah, stay away.
I've been broken before there. I would never go again.
Don't blame you. It's worse.
Biscuit Billies, is it?
Biscuit Billies, even Flares.
Oh yeah, I think Flares came after. So But, you know, some sites like to go, it might be we take them bowling or whatever you guys want to do. At the moment with COVID, I'll be honest, the most I've been able to do is probably buy you ice lollies. But once all that's sorted, then we'll see, okay? I've not really got past that yet. So, but no, if you guys want to do something and you're working hard and you're getting your job done and we're getting good scores and all the rest of it, then we'll look at it.
Sweet.
I'm open to pretty much anything with you guys. If you're
It makes work more fun, like more enjoyable, doesn't it? As well, you know what I mean? Having
yeah,
things to do
absolutely.
and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. And me and Rach like doing things too, so that's good fun.
We
do. Pardon?
We'll have to go flares for a boogie.
Oh no, flare. No, I think I'm probably 4 years on and still recovering from flares. No, I've got. No, I'm not there yet. Anything but flares. So.
In all fairness, you don't drink with me anymore, Sandy.
No, I don't, Rachel. No,
I tend to break it.
No, yeah. I think my whole life is it just revolves around people trying to do that nowadays. It's not fun.
As soon as you had them sambucas, wow.
Oh dear. No, I'll leave that to you guys. So has anybody got any questions so far? Because I've completely lost track of where we're at.
You know, you got an induction of track side, and probably been boring now, but track side and all that sort of thing. Do we do it on the day or do we do it before we start the shifts?
Right. So what you'll do is before you start work, you'll have to have an induction to site. Okay. So you'll go to site and you'll have your induction there. That's when you'll be shown what the site procedures are, what they expect of you, what potential risks there are on site, the overhead lines and the train movement. All that.
Don't want to bit by one of them overhead lines, I'm telling you.
No, not at all.
Not at
No. So obviously, you guys I need to almost mark off what we've done now because we keep covering different things. So the overhead line, the overhead line equipment has got 25,000 volts of AC electricity running through it, which is very, very, very powerful. And if you come into contact with that, it would potentially.
You're dead. You're dead. Just put it that way. You're dead.
Yeah, you don't collect from that. So it's important that we're aware that hazard is up there, and there is a risk to our life. We don't need to go near there. There's no reason we'll go near there, but we need to be aware that it is there, so we don't. So with regards to the train cleaning, for example, depends on which sites you're on. You'll do more inside. Sometimes you'll do outside. Donny days you'll do outside, and Bounds Green you'll do outside. Has anybody noticed, apart from the guys who've already done this, but has anybody noticed on every train you'll see a orange line at the top?
Yeah.
So that line is called a camp rail or a wash line. Okay, that means that from that line to the overhead line equipment is 2.75 meters. That's our safe zone. Okay, we don't go within that distance at any time. So we never clean above that line. We never put our equipment above that line. We have no reason to, so we don't go near it. Okay. But again, we will go through all of this with you. The guys at Stoke Gifford, Bounds Green, and North Pole will get sent a link by Rachel for a local track safety online course. Rach will explain that in more detail when she sends you the stuff. But basically, you'll do your course. And then there's I think it's 8 modules. There's 8 modules on there. Then you'll get an assessment. Carry out your assessment, but only take it once. Okay, so submit your assessment. Please don't panic if you fail. This is to give us an idea of where we're at and what we need to support you with. Okay. Let Rachel know that you've carried out your first assessment, and then she'll get in touch and we'll jump you on different training days and things like that. Donny, you will do yours face to face with a trainer on site. And that will be carried out. Doncaster works slightly differently in the fact you don't work independently until you've had it, but you won't have it for probably about 3 or 4 weeks. Okay. So because you'll be working with people till that happens. With regards to the other sites, once you've done your online assessment and passed that, you'll then have a practical assessment on site, which will complete your local track safety training course. But you'll also have an induction on all sites as well. Okay, is that okay with everybody?
How long are they valid for? Is it 2 years?
Yeah, to be honest, we're in the process at the moment. We may even reduce that down anyway. But yeah, it is valid for the 2. But we are looking at potentially doing a refresher on it annually anyway. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Has anybody got any questions?
No.
No?
Are we in orange ivies or just normal?
Oh, do you know what? Rach, next time, tell me to print one off that I can write on, because these are good questions. I feel like
They've got it covered. They've got it covered.
If it's
I
orange
know.
ivies, I won't need any. I've got all mine still from railways.
Yeah, you've got to have ours, I'm afraid.
Right,
But,
yours, yeah.
bear with me. Yeah, so your uniform will be. In fact, do you know what, Rach? We're not even needed. They've got this covered.
I know.
I could literally go to the shop, buy some chocolate, and come back, and it'd still be going. So your uniform will be safety boots. And they have to be boots, they can't be trainers, because we need to protect your ankles, because you are working track side at times, and obviously there's a potential chance it could brain you.
Doesn't matter if they're steel or plastic toe caps by any chance.
Yeah, so they have, yeah, absolutely. They can't be steel toe capped.
Who supplies our PPE?
So, who was that? Who was that? Is that a new person talking?
No, just me. Who supplies the PPE? Who supplies the boots? Who supplies the boots?
Is that you? Right, who said it? Give me a wave, I can't see who said it.
Just me.
Who said who supplies the boots?
Me.
Oh, you're there, so we couldn't see you.
Yeah.
That was the problem. So your uniform.
I got safety boots. I got safety boots, but you're saying ankle ones.
Yeah,
I got the
so they
safety
have
trainers.
No, so they have to be supplied by Bespoke, or they have to be authorised by Bespoke for you to wear them. They have to be an S3 rating. They've got to be composite toes. They've got to be ankles, boots, not trainers. So your uniform will be supplied. All your PPE that's required for you will be supplied to you by us. You don't have to supply anything yourself. Some people will ask at times if they can supply their own boots, and we've got no issue with looking at what they want to buy to see if it's acceptable. But we would need to see a data sheet on it to be able to approve it. So you'll get you'll get safety boots, you'll get black like combat trousers, orange high-vis polo shirts, orange high-vis jumpers, and orange high-vis bomber jackets. You'll get a bump cap, which is a hard hat cap, and you'll get your safety glasses.
I've got an orange iris plain hoodie. Will that be alright?
Say that again, I lost who said it.
So what if I wear glasses?
I've got an orange plain hoodie.
Okay, sorry. If you wear glasses, you'll get over glasses for your safety glasses. Okay. Sorry, you've got an orange high-vis hoodie, did you say?
Yeah, I've got a plain orange hoodie one.
No, you can't wear two things on that. It has to be bespoke supplied because it has to be our uniform. And secondly, you can't wear anything with hoods. Anything that could potentially catch.
First, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no hoods. You can't be wearing earmuffs, headphones, anything that impairs your hearing or your vision while working around site.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Because there's coronavirus, are we classed as essential workers?
You certainly are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Good.
So that takes me to that one. Then I'll go back to the next one. Okay. So COVID-19. I'm sure you're all aware of what it is. We have assessed it in great detail with Hitachi to ensure that you guys are working in a safe environment still, because you are going to be cleaning public transport. Okay. We have to treat every train as possibly having COVID on it, because we don't know. No different to when you go to a supermarket and you have to presume that there could potentially be COVID-19 virus on the products that you're picking up. So we have got measures in place. The measures that we've followed, we have got the fact you'll always wear gloves. Okay. Now, when you finish a task, not when you finish and you get off the unit and you've gone back to your locker, but when you actually finish your task, you would take your gloves off, you'd wrap them inside out, and you'd discard them. Because otherwise, just because your hands are nice and COVID-free doesn't mean that you're not going to still potentially be touching things that are going to transfer that virus.
Do we still have to strict, like wearing masks and all that sort of thing? Do we still have to do that?
So the processes we put in place is that you will not be working with anybody.
No.
So we've used the social distancing measure rather than the mask measure. The reason being,
is it 1 metre?
It's 2 meters on site. Yeah.
Two.
So the problem with masks is it gets very hot on the trains. Now, any PPE, obviously PPE should be a last resort anyway. You know, that should be supplied if there's no other way of reducing the risk to you. So if you're wearing that, potentially there's other risks involved then. So you are welcome to have masks. We will provide you with masks, but we are not recommending them as a necessity to reduce your chances of catching COVID-19 from doing your job. The other way is obviously so that's your airborne, and then you've got your the transfer methods as well. So what we say is, please make sure that you're not touching your eyes, your nose, your mouth when you are walking around, whether you've got gloves on or not, because it can still transfer. If you are wearing a mask and that's your chosen option, which is absolutely fine, then please make sure that when you take it off, you don't do what lots of people do and put it under your chin or put it on your head, because potentially you're cleaning and you've scratched your hair or you've moved it out your face and you've transferred from your glove to your head COVID-19. You then put your mask up there because you're absolutely roasting hot and you need 2 minutes break, and you've transferred it again, okay? And then you literally put it on your face. So please just be sure that if you are wearing a mask, when you do want to take it off, you take it off and you fold it in so that obviously the mouth area is and the nose area is covered. Keep it on your person. Don't put it down on a desk or anything else like that, because we don't want to transfer the virus potentially further. We do have temperature tests on site as well. So if you do have a temperature, you will not be able to work currently. What you'd be asked to do is go and take a test. As a key worker, you can do that. We can send you the details if you don't know where to get it from. And then obviously if you do get the all clear, which touch wood you will, then you'll be able to come back. Okay. We assess the measures that we've got in place regularly. So if we feel that anything has changed, then obviously we would let you guys know immediately, and we would put the measures in place if we needed to. Does that cover everything with regards to that, guys? Do you feel comfortable with that? The site do take it very seriously. The social distancing, there's social distancing in place at all sites, procedures in place at all sites. So if you're moving around site, I know in supermarkets, for example, you have to wear a mask, or in shops, because you don't know what everybody else is going to do. You don't know if they're going to follow the same measures that you are and be as concerned about it as you are. Whereas on site, everybody has to. They have to be compliant or they won't stay. I'll be completely honest with you. We had somebody who was spitting on a site, and we unfortunately had to dismiss them because we have to keep not only you guys safe, but everybody else who comes into contact with you safe as well. Which leads me to Health and Safety at Work Act 1974. That's why that is stated. Legally, you guys, as employees, have a legal responsibility to keep yourself safe, but everybody else that comes into contact with you. Us as employers also have that exact same responsibility, keep you safe and everybody else who comes into contact with you. So if we feel that somebody can't comply to any health and safety regulations or procedures, then at some point we would always speak to you. We would always explain again what the issues are and why it's important you do. But if at some point we see that you actually just either don't want to follow the procedures, you physically can't, whether it's habit or whatever else, then we've got to look and say, is this now fair? Because if we know you can't comply, then by putting you in that environment, we're potentially causing you harm, which we can't do. Okay, so all I would say is when we tell you measures, follow them. If you don't understand them, ask. If you see somebody doing something, which leads me on to the next bit, but if you see somebody doing something, shout up, okay? Ask the question. Somebody comes into your space, back off. That's okay to say. Say it politely, maybe a bit more polite than that, but you can say it, okay? Does everybody feel comfortable with regards to that we have got measures in place?
That's what weekly pay, and do you get paid on a Friday?
No, so you get paid the last working day of the month. It's monthly pay. We have pay cut-offs, which we will send you. Rachel will send you following this call. So you'll see exactly what your pay period will be.
Well,
pardon?
Well, we have to do a month in hand.
No, so what will happen is, I haven't got a pay cut-off. I have got a pay cut-off. Bear with me a sec.
Well, some jobs make you do a month in hand, don't they?
Yeah, no, so I'll be honest, it depends when you start work.
So say if we started Tuesday, like you said,
Yeah.
will we get paid for whatever we do so far that month?
Yeah, but I don't know when cut-off is. You might be at cut-off, so I might be about to tell you what you don't want to hear. So each month you'll get paid at least a 3 or 4 week month. Sorry, that's not even true. It'll either be each month you'll get paid for 4 weeks, but 3 or 4 times a year you'll get a 5 week month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pardon?
I said 4 or 5 weeks is going to be paid.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yes.
Did you ask for an advance before that, like a small payment and stuff to make?
Unfortunately, we don't do any advances. I'm sorry. Only because we've obviously tried that. We've tried to support in the past, and unfortunately, it ended up
That's the 16th.
That's car insurance, things like that.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Rach. Yeah. So cut-off's the 16th. So unfortunately, guys, your first pay will actually be the end of the next month. So if that's an issue for anybody, and you guys want to wait for a bit, that's fine. But obviously what will happen with you is if you're starting Monday onwards, for example, you will get full pay at the end of next month because you'll be in the full pay period. In fact, let me just try and bring this up for you. I'm going to try and be clever now. Hold on one sec. Wait. Pardon?
A good job I asked that so you can search it up.
It is. Hold on. Pay period. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Can you see that, guys?
Give it a second to load in. There you go.
Okay, so if you look here, your first, so I'm just going to move you down a sec. Right, so here you've got anybody who worked between the 20th of July and the 16th of August will get paid on the 30th of August. So your first pay will be from the 17th of August until the 13th of August. So any work carried out in that period will get paid on the 30th of September. And then it works down. So 14th, 18th, etc., etc.
Yeah, so we'll get on end of September then, won't we?
So your first pay will be then.
Christmas pay would be the 30th of November.
Pardon?
Christmas pay would be the 30th of November, yeah?
Yes, yeah. Yeah. And bear with me. Try and work out. Does that make sense? Does anybody need me to explain that anymore?
No, that's
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm going to try and work out where I was actually at now because we've covered loads of stuff in all different places.
Just a quick one. The company on their contract, we were allowed to work a second job or anything like that? Are we entitled to do that? Or?
Yeah, you're entitled to do that. That's obviously up to you. We'd have to be aware of it just to make sure you weren't going over hours. Like legally acceptable hours. But yeah,
I think for the time being, obviously for pay and stuff like that, I might have to just quickly get a delivery job or something while I wait for pay and things like that because I'm going to have to pay for my insurance and stuff like that in my car.
No, that's absolutely fine. Right, what we'll do, guys, I'm going to throw you out for 10 minutes, just give you a quick break, okay? And then we'll cover the next half if that's okay. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're welcome to stay there, but I'm just going to jump out of it a second, and then we're on. Shall we say 3:30? We'll carry on. Is that okay with you all?
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See you in a minute, guys.
No worries. Be honest, big.
Nathan, you'll be on days on Doncaster.
Nice, mate.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
Days,
I'll be on nights as well. So I was thinking about.
Oh, where are you based? Where do you live?
In Doncaster.
Whereabouts?
I live in Nottingley. It's like 20 miles.
Yeah. And it's not too far, is it?
Yeah, it's just 23 miles or something like that.
Yeah. It won't take you too long in the evening though to get there, will it? Just in the mornings on your way back from work, it might take a little while.
yeah, maybe.
It'd be okay though.
Yeah, it's
What
alright.
about the other lad working at Doncaster as well? Are you doing days or nights?
Days, mate.
Oh, days.
You're on days.
It's easier for me because, well, I can get it. Literally, I'm from Wheatley, so it's only down the road, really.
Oh, yeah, it's easy for you.
So it's not too bad for me.
Not too bad for me. I'm just dropping myself, like, it's not too bad.
Oh, yeah. It's not too far
What's
then.
your second name, Liam?
Smith.
I just recognise you from somewhere, that's all.
Everyone recognises me from everywhere.
Like a movie star or something.
They do it.
You're familiar as well. The NASA.
I recognise you somewhere, Nath.
Yeah, Nathan.
Yeah, I recognise you from somewhere.
Are you in like the car scene and stuff like that on Doncaster, or?
Say that again.
Are you in like the car scene and stuff like that in Doncaster or anything like that?
What do you mean, like when I
modified car scene and stuff like that, like the meets and all that sort of stuff?
Sometimes I used to go, but
yeah, that's where mainly people know me from, is that sort of stuff.
Who do you normally go with?
Don't know. Who do you know? That's the easy way, isn't it? Like you just hang out with Braden and all that sort of lot.
I know Braden.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I grew up with him, went to school with him.
Did you? I know him. I know that Thomas Braden.
Once we're done with this.
I know quite a few.
Small world, isn't it?
I know.
Mad. Yeah,
How old are you?
21, 22.
Same age as me then. Yeah.
22, yeah.
You're definitely familiar, both of you, somewhere.
You probably see me around town. I used to go out a lot.
Maybe.
Just see me
I
there.
used to work in town for a short while, but that's about it. No, I don't want to drink me.
Oh, I love me drinking.
Where do you live? Where do you live?
Me? I live in Sprotborough.
No, I'm not. I'm from Dunscroft, so.
I used to live down Hatfield.
Is that Woodlands? That's Woodlands area nearly, isn't it, Dunscroft?
No, Hatfield, Stainforth Way.
Hatfield, Stainforth,
Dunscroft,
Dunsville, all them places. Fawn. That's all that out that end, mate.
Yeah.
Woodlands is up near is it Irefields and that.
Yeah, Irefields, Carcroft and that.
Yeah. I know the area pretty well, like. What you do before doing this?
Monthly. I thought it was weekly pay, me. Like I thought it was going to be weekly pay.
Oh, I knew it was monthly.
But saying that though, if you get your hours in, you think if you're doing days and you get your hours in, you've got a nice, good old wage at end of month. You're doing 12-hour shifts.
On basic hours after tax, it's 1,500 a month on nights. So I don't know what it works out on days. I worked it out with after tax.
No, if you work it out,
if you work it out,
you get paid the full amount.
You just think though at the end of it, then that 5-week pay, you're going to be.
Yeah, if you work it out, if you've not been working for a while, if you're not earned over 17,000, get the full amount.
I ain't worked all year really, so I'm alright.
Full amount. So you'll get 2,000, whatever it is.
Yeah, you'll get whatever. But obviously, I've gone over.
I'm going to struggle to do that 2 on 2 off because I can't really work Sundays, so I'm going to struggle.
How do you know? How do you know that you're working?
Well, you have to speak to them about it and see.
Yeah, you know, you can maybe change shifts or something. You know,
like don't get me wrong, I'd happily do 2. I'd happily do 3 on 2 off, 3 on 2 off, as long as I can't mainly do a Sunday.
Sunday. So if you work 5 on and then take the Sunday off.
I would. I said to him I'd happily do. I was thinking, well, I'm used to 12-hour shifts.
6 on. That's a ridiculous amount.
I'm used to doing 12-hour shifts. So me, I'm used to it. Digging every day, changing sleepers, wet beds.
Yeah,
all that. I'm used to it, so I can do them 12 hours.
Well, if you want to do that then. Work.
If they let me though, innit? If they let me do Monday.
Work 5 on and take 2 off. You know,
I'd do that happily, but that's if they let me do it, innit?
I'm sure they'll allow you to do it, but obviously sometimes they'll have enough staff on, won't they? So they'll tell you not to. But
well, if you can change shift somehow.
Sure, you never know. It depends who's there, innit? They might say, "I can cover you for," you know what I mean? They can. So if someone can cover me Sundays, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just think if I were doing days, I'd have to cover.
Are you working in Doncaster?
Weekend.
Yeah.
Working in Doncaster. All right. Yeah, 5-4 on.
Nights, aren't I?
I'm travelling a long way. I'm coming from bloody Folkestone, but I'll go to Doncaster, no problem. I can work 5 on and then take a day off. If that's what you want to do, we can arrange between us. You know what I mean? A Sunday.
That's sort it out, innit?
Oh yeah.
Because Sundays I have to watch my little sister, so it's hard. Because my mum's a carer, so it's hard, and she just sleeps.
Yeah. Well, if that's what you want to do, I don't mind. Okay. I don't mind because I can travel. I'm travelling a long way, so it doesn't really matter to me. I can stay at my sister's in Scunthorpe. No problem.
I'll be able to do the Doncaster one, as I'm in Doncaster as well, so I can do that for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
See, so many good guys you got here.
I mean, we're already working as a team already.
Yeah.
I think it will depend on the team we're with, though, because obviously all of us will be in different teams. Obviously, you are on days anyway, but I'm guessing you two. I don't know. Obviously, for the time being, you both were working together anyway on the same shift.
That's right.
Training after you're splitting up. That's your only issue.
I don't know. I don't understand how you've known. How long have you known about your shifts? That's what I don't understand because I don't know about my shifts. I said I'll do it.
It was on Indeed, mate. It said about the shifts on the application.
I said I would do anything. I'd apply for nights, days, whatever.
Yeah.
They never confirmed it with me.
I didn't confirm.
I think it's it's your preference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they'll go with what you want.
But if that's
Days
not
or
a problem,
nights.
you don't want to work Sundays. I'll definitely do Sundays. What's Sundays? Well, Sunday's boring, so I'll definitely do it.
For me, it's my biking day, so depends how it's going. I'm meeting with my friends with the bikes. So.
What biking do you do?
Biking days.
Motorbiking.
All right, then fair enough.
Just a CBT rider, so just small one.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant on the mountain bikes. I do that myself. I do.
I'm going
downhill riding.
I'm on racing bikes.
Nah, I wish. Not now.
Yeah.
No problem, mate. We will sort it out when we get there. We'll sort it out.
Yeah.
You'll arrange something anyway, boys.
You can't do Sundays, mate. We'll sort it out for a while.
If it comes to it, I can change the days anyway. It doesn't bother me. I went for the nights for the extra £1 an hour, like, realistically.
It's good. To be honest with you.
You think that extra quid adds up at end?
It does, mate. You work it out and it does add up. Honestly, it does.
Yeah, it adds up.
For me, it's nights because I work on nights for 6 years, so I'm used to nights.
Oh, that's not too bad then.
I'm like an owl, so can't sleep on nights.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Summer's horrible when it's nights.
Oh, yeah. Some people, they keep asking me, how are you doing it? How you manage? It's not normal for me.
It's just body clock, isn't it? You get used to what you do.
Hey, have you got children? Have you got children on nights?
No. I'm just my own here.
Oh, you're on your own. Good.
When
you're on your own. But when you got children, it's different, mate. I did it for 7 years, and it was horrible.
So I have some colleagues who do the night shift just because they have kids and they cannot take care of the kids. So
that's what I'm doing. I've chosen nights over days because I'm gonna while they're at home, I can get them up in the morning for school and then go to bed.
Yeah, you finish at 6, don't you? You'll finish at 6, sort kids out, take them to school, and have a good sleep, like, yeah.
Where's the guy that works nights?
I've fed him. I can get off to work and then get him up to school and say, see ya.
Yeah.
But they're not young anyway. My littlest is 8, so they're all 12 and 17, so they're not like babies.
That's me now, man. My kids are all in their 20s, so it doesn't make any difference to me now. So,
that's all right then.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, on your own. Asmal, is it Asmal?
Say again?
Is it Asmal?
No.
I'm talking to someone here called Asmal. I don't know who it is, but you're on your own now. But when you get kids, mate, when you get young, I don't know how old you are, but when you're old.
I'm 42. I've got kids, but they're not home. I've got kids, but they're not here. They're back home in Romania with my ex-wife. So they're there.
It's to you then, does it?
Yeah. I'm just making money here.
Yeah. No difference.
Do you think though 12-hour shifts at £10.75?
A night you work at 8 till 6. So it's 10-hour shifts, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, nights. They're doing days.
If I did five days and then 2 off, it's 645 quid for a week.
Yeah, it's good money, don't you think?
It's okay, yeah.
times that by 4.
So you're looking at £3,000 nearly.
Yeah, on a 3,000 5-day week.
Yeah,
and
you will not get taxed on that for a year at least.
I think I've earned £2,000. That's
so
it.
10,
you won't get taxed. You won't get taxed on that at all.
5, 12, and then times 5.
Yeah.
And you won't 5. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah. I got a tax rebate this couple of months ago, and I got nearly £1,000 because they taxed me wrong because they thought I was working for a full year, and I didn't.
I did a tax claim of ages ago. I've just got a letter through. I've got a £100 fine for it.
Really?
How's that work for claiming my tax?
You shouldn't have. I never got a tax claim. I never made a tax claim. They sent me the letter saying I got £1,000 tax rebate because they thought over the last 3 years, because they've been moving here and there everywhere, like I've been working for different companies, that they thought I was working for the full amount, and I wasn't.
Right, before tax, it works out 2,580 a month. So it's tax. Take 20% away in it, really. So you actually know, obviously after your first year, your tax bracket, if you plan on staying, obviously your tax bracket will go up.
Yeah, it will do. It will do, but you won't get taxed for the first few for the first year because you're not earned enough. You're not earned, so you will not get.
And to be honest, it'll be a steady job, really. Just steady away. It's not like.
Do you think there's going to be pressure on you because you've got to get it out quick? The train comes in, the train goes out. Do you think that?
You'll be down on time scales, obviously. There'll be certain time scales you've got to sit to and abide to, stuff like that. But obviously, if you've got a big enough team, a good enough team, you can smash through it. As long as, obviously, it's going to be a fast-paced job. It's not going to be slow, is it? You know what I mean?
No, it's not. You've got to be a certain standard. I mean,
it's high pay for a reason, you know. That's what it is. People think high pay and think, oh, it'll be easy job now. High pay usually takes us out of the job.
I don't understand what she says about you're going to be working on the train outside in the days. What does that mean?
So you do inside and outside. I think on the days, what you do, you more do at the outside, and on nights you do on the inside. So obviously, because there's less trains being active through the night.
Like jet wash or something on the trains. Or
probably clean the windows and all that
thing.
Do you want me to answer that one for you?
So we worked it out for you anyway. So 5 days a week for the full year, it works out before tax. Works out at £30,960.
That's not bad. That's not bad, is it? Really?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Before tax, obviously take 20% away from that.
Not bad. I mean, I've been working the last maybe 12 years on the bins. I worked at the steelworks and all that sort of thing. I used to earn a lot of money at the steelworks, but on the bins, it's just ridiculous, you know. But it's easy, you know. It's easy. It's just
doing your own. It's all commission based. Because I was selling cars. I was a car salesman. I made redundant a few weeks ago.
I will be redundant from Debenhams next week. So
early.
Both. Yeah.
Well, okay? We all good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting on with somebody to chat.
Been chatting? That's nice.
Yeah.
Somebody's back.
Hello. I heard when I jumped back on, you questioned the difference between the inside and outside. Do you want me to explain it for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just not going to follow my list today at all, Rachel, but it will all be done. I promise. So, depending on what shift you're on, will depend on what your actual role is. There's 2 different cleans we do on the trains. We do daily cleans, which are done predominantly at night, but what happens is the trains go into service in the day, they come back, and we'll carry out what we call a daily clean. We'll change the bins, we'll give it a spot clean of the glass, etc., and make sure everywhere all the touch points are cleaned, litter pick, do the external nose cone each ends because they're critical parts. We'll do the DOO cameras, so the cameras along the side we'll do. You guys at first on the, right, let me get this right. We've got Doncaster night shift, which is daily cleans. We've got Stoke Gifford night shift, which is daily cleans. And we've got Swansea's night shift, which is daily cleans. Have we got any Swansea's? No. And then we've got Doncaster days and Bounds Green days. They're both PHC cleans, which is the heavy clean. With the heavy clean, the dailies, you'll do lots of trains, okay? You'll have your team of 5 to 6 will have 45 minutes to an hour to clean a 5-car train, so that's 5 carriages, okay? So if basically one carriage should take 45 minutes to an hour, and you'll do you'll literally finish one train and you'll get onto another, finish that train, get onto another, excluding breaks and moving around. Okay. With the PHC cleans, you'll do Doncaster, both one. So you'll do one train a day, but that train will have a full heavy clean on it. So that will be carpet cleaning, that will be the ceilings, the in-depth toilets steaming. The external train will be cleaned fully with it's called hand bashing. So we'll use buckets and we'll use brushes. We can't use anything with jets of water because of the overhead line equipment. So we can't potentially make that connection between the overhead line and ourselves. So we can't use hose pipes or anything like that, or jet washes. So it's a case of buckets and brushes and hard graft. Okay. Some people prefer the outside, some people prefer the in. You will be doing both at times. But we tend to try and we soon see who suits an area better, and we tend to slot into that area a bit more. But we will obviously show you
time anyway.
Pardon?
So I've done a fair bit of valeting in my time anyway.
Sorry, I don't know if I froze then. What did you say? Sorry.
I would say I do a fair bit of valeting in my time anyway, my spare time anyway.
Perfect,
so
cool. Yeah.
Anyway.
No, and you'll have a preference. I prefer the external cleaning, I'll be honest, to the internal. Other people prefer the internal to the external. So it is just personal preference really. But you will, without doubt, at times be doing both. Stoke Gifford, you'll be mainly doing the internal trains. Doncaster days, you'll do periodical heavy cleans in the days, and Bounds Green you'll do both. You'll do half and then you jump on the either inside or outside depending. But that's the windows and everything. Does that explain it for you guys?
What about nights? Yeah. What do the nights do in Doncaster?
Doncaster, that's the daily clean. So you'll be going on and off trains throughout the night.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
How many team members are there?
Okay. So you will have, you'll be part of a team of 5 with a supervisor. Okay. And then so that's for Doncaster nights. The periodical heavy cleans, you'll be a team of 8. And so that's Doncaster days and Bounds Green. And North Pole, you'll be the same. You'll have a team of 5 at night.
Okay.
It's weird.
Say that again. Sorry, I lost you.
It's weird when you say North Pole. Sounds like you're saying up there.
Yeah, no. So it's called North Pole Depot, and that's obviously in London. So
it's on Santa Claus house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's actually because there was a pub next to it apparently at the time that was called North Pole, which I believe is where it came from. So it's not as exciting as Santa's house, I'm afraid. Has anybody got any other questions? Well, I try and discreetly drink my drink, which I've now got, so I'm happy now. Yeah, somebody finally got the hint with all the hand movements I was doing that I was actually proper dying with that one. So has anybody got any questions so far? No. Okay, cool. So as I said, you guys are being brilliant with it, to be fair. Keep throwing questions. It helps, because if you've got something that you don't know or you want to understand, then potentially somebody else is sitting there wanting to know as well.
I've got one question as well. So brakes, are any of your brakes paid for?
I'm never going to get... Do you know what? This is brilliant, Rach. We literally did not need to be on this. So, yes, so your brakes are paid for. The reason they're paid is because we can't set them as a set time. Because if...
Well...
Pardon?
Have they got a canteen inside there as well?
Yep. Hold that thought and I'll answer that one after for you. So with the brakes, you will get 30 minutes and 2 10-minute breaks throughout your shift. Sometimes, if it's very, very... I think on Indeed there's comments that you don't get your breaks. You very much do. Legally, you have to have your breaks. But sometimes we might say to you, can you take a 20-minute, and a 10? It depends on when the units are coming in. Or we might say, for example... Bounds Green, they tend to take a 450 instead, because they do the outside of the unit and then they'll have their break and then they go and do the inside, and they just prefer to do it that way as a team. Okay, so you will get them, but it'll be varied on how you get them depending on what site you're on. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Right, so welfare facilities. Wow, this is another one for lots of different sites. So all sites will have canteens where you have a microwave, a kettle, toaster, fridge, freezer, etc. Some have more, some have rice makers and whatnot. Doncaster, North Pole, Bounds Green all have, I think they all have, I was thinking. Yeah, they do. They all have vending machines. Stoke Gifford has a vending machine. I'm sure it does. So yeah, I think they all have vending machines where you can buy drinks, and I think they have like sandwiches and
Chips.
chocolate. I only know the chocolate, so all I ever buy. So they definitely have a good range of chocolate. I can definitely confirm that. And you can buy cold drinks and stuff. So yeah, you can. All you do have to do though is you have to take your own cup with you, because they don't keep anything like that on site, because obviously COVID and all the rest of it as well. So you do take your own cup with you, and you keep that. And you know.
So we will have our own lockers, yeah?
Right. So you will have. Let's work this out. So Bounds Green, you have a room that is just for you guys, where everybody enters and exits together anyway. And there is some lockers should you wish to put your stuff in. It's not your locker to keep, but you can use it for your shift. North Pole has lockers. Doncaster doesn't currently have lockers. They're sorting them out at the moment. But again, there is an area where we can keep our stuff.
You just come in with the backpack. That's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stoke Gifford has an area again that is just for you guys to put your stuff in as well. But we are still pushing to try and sort lockers out, but there's just no room for them at the moment. They're just trying to work out where to put them. Okay. So that's your canteens. There's nowhere where you can buy hot food as such. There is sandwich vans that go to Doncaster, Stoke Gifford. You're on night, so it won't matter. Doncaster night, so they don't come at night. But Bounds Green and Doncaster for days definitely have sandwich vans.
There's a chippy up road anyway from Doncaster one.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. There is a shop near Bounds Green, just around the corner, so you can go out and get stuff there. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I won't be 2 seconds.
All right. You'll be selling it, got Chippy in the day.
Oh, there's Chippy, Greg's, One Stop.
No, you're selling them.
I know. Well, no, we're not really. We still have to wait. We'll have to wait a month to get paid.
Oh yeah.
No, true.
It's not so bad.
Insurance.
Bloody hell.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Are you back, Nathan?
I'm back, yeah.
Magic. Okay. So, what else is there? There's shower rooms that you can use. There's obviously toilet facilities. All of the sites have a shop close by. The only one that doesn't, actually, I'm lying, that's not true. North Pole doesn't. It does have shops, but it's a bit of a walk, okay?
They have the pub.
I'll bring you something around.
But there is vending machines there. What at North Pole you do get free hot drinks from the vending machine. The other sites you have to buy them. Yeah, you do. But you can obviously take your own hot drinks in. Yeah, well, not obviously take them in hot, but take the provisions to make one. Yeah. Oh, you could take a flask. Okay. Have you got any more questions regarding the welfare and facilities?
Nope.
Okay, car parking. We may as well cover that then while we're here. What have we got? Doncaster, you can, if you're on night, you should be able to park inside, no problem. In the day, you might struggle. If you do, there's a road that leads up to the depot which you can park on. All the sites are reverse parking only. So please make sure you do reverse into your car parking space. Bounds Green you can park at, North Pole you can park at, and Stoke Gifford you can park at. So there's car parking on all the sites. Doncaster's the only one you might have to park outside. There is bus routes and tubes quite close by. So if you're struggling to find out exactly how to get there, let us know and we'll send you some information over. Is that okay? We all okay so far?
Yeah.
Are you asleep? We all awake still?
Question.
Yeah, go for it.
Hitachi, what train firm are they? Where do they operate from?
Right, so Hitachi Rail, that is their depot. So they're train maintenance centres. They have 5 main train maintenance centres, which are the ones that we are working at. They work for train companies. So, for example, Doncaster and Bounds Green are East Coast, so they will look after LNER trains and Hull, and also TPE, so Trans-Pennine Express. Yeah. And then we've got West Coast, so that is Swansea, North Pole, and Stoke Gifford, and they look after Great Western Rail. Predominantly, that's the main one you'll clean for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We all good? We there still? We all okay? Magic.
Yeah.
We covered annual leave. We covered
I've got a quick one actually.
Yeah.
Just got something to add. Do you have like a union also?
Right. So yeah, there is a union assigned to Hitachi Rail. So they are called RMT. We can happily send you their details and they'll give you some information. It's not through Bespoke, but Bespoke do work with them.
Yes, past issues I've had with companies. I think that's all. I always stay with unions now, just in case.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, it's RMT is the recognised union for Hitachi.
Sweet.
Anything else? Okay?
Sorry, when I lost you before, could you just give me a quick rundown on Bounds Green, please?
Okay, right. So, as in, did you get the shift pattern and things? You know what you're doing there.
For Bounds Green, is it 0800 to 1800?
Yeah. Sorry. So Bounds Green is yes. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. So till 6. Yeah. Did you say till 1800? Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, till 6. So that's the 4 on. No.
1, 2.
2 on, 2 off.
Is that 2 on, 2 off?
Yes. Hey, Rachel, isn't it? I'm questioning myself now. Yes, it is.
Bounds Green.
Yeah. So 2 on, 2 off is Bounds Green.
Okay.
What else did we say about Bounds Green? So you'll be carrying out the PHC cleans, which is the periodical heavy cleans. So you'll be doing the inside and the outside of the trains. And is there any other questions you've got, or do you want me to?
No, I think that's about it. So it's 35 in the week, isn't it? For Bounds Green.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You sure?
Yeah.
Cool.
How long is the probationary period?
So it's 3 months probation, and obviously then we review it then to see whether the probation is extended or we're comfortable and you're comfortable.
Asking some companies 6 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Just asking that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Now what we will do is if that does get amended, you'll see it in your contract. Sometimes we've done it where we've extended it at the start instead, so you guys aren't messing around. You know where you're up to. But I'm pretty adamant. I'm sure that it was confirmed that we're going to be doing 3, but I will double check that for you and let you know if it's any different to that.
Thank you.
That's okay.
With your uniform, is that washed in depot or do we take that home to wash?
No, you take that home to wash. So you can. I think there's a government.
You can claim
something. Yeah, there is.
Yeah. Now again, if you need any information on that, we can get HR to send you some stuff over. But that isn't through us. That's obviously through HMRC yourselves. But we'll support you where we can. There is a pension scheme. It's just an auto enrolment one. But everybody will get signed up to it. You'll get a letter asking if you want to opt out, then you can do. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Are we all good? Okay. Confidentiality. You will see lots of things on site that are confidential. You'll still see new trains that haven't yet been sold. We cannot take photos on site, and we can't post anything or videos, and we can't post anything about site onto social media. Okay, it is classed as growth. Say what?
We are allowed with the phones when we're working. But where I work now, I'm not allowed with the phone.
No, so the agreement I have with all the staff is that I will start everybody off having their phones on them. Okay. As as long as the procedure is and the policy is that you can use your phone if it's for work purposes and you're in a position of safety. Okay. However, I fully appreciate we've all got lives, we've all got families, and when we're at work, it's nice to know if there was an emergency, people can get hold of you. Okay. But what I ask is that don't abuse it by being on your phone.
About it, innit?
Yeah. If you know that you're expecting a call, or if you do take a call and you are in a position of safety, then let your supervisor know so they're aware of it, because you can guarantee somebody will put a near missing on it. So if we already know about it, we can evidence why it's been done and what the reasons are. Not
and then you get tested and locked out.
Yeah, so it's just better if we do it the right way, okay? But yeah, you can keep your phones on you, and then we'll review it dependent on it. If we find that people are abusing, we'll tend to just let them give the supervisor's number out to people that may need them, and would ask them to put their phones in the lockers.
I have another one.
Not had to do that yet. Yep, go for it.
The first aid training, it's recognized on the site, or it's totally different in case?
The first aid training?
Yeah.
So with first aid, we use the provisions of Hitachi Rail. They always have first aiders on site at all times. So if we were to get any, if we were to need any first aid provisions, we would go to the PIC, the person in charge, and we would ask them for support.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So back to confidentiality, that leads me on to another thing, which isn't a great subject, but it's important that you know it. At times, you potentially will have to move around and you will see from a distance a fatality train, which means it's a train that unfortunately somebody has lost their life to. You won't have to clean it and you won't have to go near it. However, it will be, and it will be cordoned off, but it's important that you understand that it can't be posted about, okay? That's somebody's family member that it's happened to, and the last thing they need to do is see it on social media.
Animals now, though, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, it's not often, but it happens, okay?
It's very, very rare.
Yeah. So, you know, it sometimes, unfortunately, has to sit on site until it's taken away, depending on what the situation and circumstances around it were, okay?
I've never heard it about.
Sorry?
Since I've run railway 2 years, I've never heard of a fatality yet.
Have you not?
No.
Yesterday.
Lucky man.
Yesterday, mate.
Yesterday, 2, 3.
In Scotland.
The gang who I was with, they had a near miss. Literally a near miss, and then it got took further, but other than that, I didn't heard out bad like that.
I think we've only had 2 at Doncaster that have come back.
Yeah, actually, no, that's the lags to a one who jumped off at, I forgot what it called, the actual Doddy station, wasn't it?
The platform, yeah.
Platform, yeah. That's what I've heard about, that's it.
So it isn't often, it's not a nice subject, but it is something I do need to tell you. Have we got somebody actually asleep?
Mm-hmm.
Are you awake? Wake up. Yeah. Wake up. Okay. Good. Great, you didn't tell me about him. I should have waited till you snored. That would have been something to use against you forever. Okay. So, yeah, just don't post anything, okay? Show respect and don't post it. Discipline and grievances. So, hopefully you won't, but if you do have any grievances against your team members, against your supervisors, against your managers, against me, against anybody, there is a process you can follow, okay? Your first protocol would be your team supervisor. If it's about them, you can't go to them. So you'd go to your shift supervisor. If you don't feel you can go to your manager. If you don't feel you can go to them, there's Bronwyn Coombs, the cleaning standards manager, and there's also myself that you can go to. If it's about all of us, or if it's about me and you don't want to go in case it gets back or whatever else.
Get the job.
Yeah, then go elsewhere. No, not at all. So then you can go to HR, okay? I will be honest with you, if there's something that you think I'm not doing right, I've got no issues with discussing it with you, okay? Normally, it's something that can be sorted out quite quickly. But you are welcome to go to HR. We will send you all the details so you know who that is. We also have a email address called voice@, okay? You can email that, and that's a completely confidential email address. So it gives you an opportunity to raise a concern without any concerns of comeback and worries that somebody will find out that shouldn't, etc. If you guys have got a problem, we need to know about it because we can't fix it unless we know. Okay, so we have tried to put as many different things in place to make sure you can get your concerns across in a way that suits you. Okay, hopefully you won't, but who knows. Flip side of that, disciplinaries. If you're doing something wrong, if we see that you're not complying or there's an issue on site, then we will potentially follow disciplinary proceedings. Before we get to that, I'll be dead straight with you. I'll talk to you, okay? Or your managers will talk to you, because normally, again, it can be fixed. But if we keep having to tell you the same things and we see that you're not complying, then potentially we will follow the procedures. But you guys will get a copy of all our policies and our procedures sent to you via an app, which I'll go into shortly, okay? Hitachi Rail, there's always people on site from Hitachi Rail, so they do embrace Bespoke completely. We are part of their team, we are a complete partnership with them. However, we still have to remember that we are an independent company and we don't actually work for Hitachi. So no effing and jeffing on site if Hitachi is around you. Just make sure that you do it in the right way at the right times, okay? What else have we got? So you will get 2 logins for 2 different apps. They're free apps that you can download. If you don't have access to a smartphone or a tablet or a computer, then your supervisors or your managers will be able to give you access to theirs so you can access your portals. The 2 portals that we use, you'll get My Task, which is a health and safety and HR portal, really. So on there, you'll get any risk assessments that are associated to the task you're carrying out, any method statements that, again, are associated to the task. You'll get copies of your COSH assessment, which, again, I'll go into in more detail later. Anything that you need from a health and safety point of view for the tasks and the site you're working on will be on your My Task portal. Then you will also have a portal called Timegate. Timegate is more your operational portal. You'll log into your shift and you'll log out of your shift for your pay. So again, it's really important if you're struggling with it for any reason, you let your supervisor know so that it gets logged that you've got an issue rather than us thinking you've just been AWOL, because we won't physically see you. And on Timegate, you'll also book your holidays. You'll be able to see the planner for your site and see if there's any open posts. If you want that as overtime, you will be able to go into it and obviously select that, and then that will lock you into the shift.
Feel that guy.
And then we'll go from there. Okay. Are we struggling over there?
Yeah.
You need a coffee. Get a coffee.
I'm looking at it.
Are you sure you're okay? Yeah, are we there? Ray, you didn't tell me again. Yeah, so is that okay? Does that make sense? It'll make more sense when you get it. Once you get it, have a play around with it. If you're struggling with it, let us know. Okay? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Storage of chemicals.
Is it a clocking system that works like when you get into work? Then it's like a clocking system. You've got to clock in with like a small more.
Yeah, so no, so it's on your phone. It's on this Timegate app.
Oh, that was one one about. Okay, yeah. No,
yeah, so you literally just click onto it, and you log on and you log off. If you can't use it again for any reason, that's not a problem. The supervisor will be able to give you access to a master version that can log you in.
Fine. Sorry, I misheard as well.
No, that's okay.
Like changing them or anything like that.
Yeah, no worries. As well as that, on your Timegate portal, you can click on there's another button that takes you through to ordering additional, I was going to say furniture. Uniform. You can't order furniture on it. I'm sorry. Uniform, you can contact your manager through it. You can raise any pay queries on there. There's lots of different tabs and it's growing all the time. Okay. So have a play around with it. If you struggle with it, let us know and we'll help you out with that. Daily inspection of equipment. That's an important one because we need to make sure again that you guys are safe. Won't be 1 second. With your equipment, the most you're really going to be using, such as vacuums, we need to make sure that at the start we check them, make sure there's no frayed cables or broken wheels or anything like that. Won't be 1 second. And then when you finish your tasks, it's important that you check it again, okay? Because we don't want to leave it for the next person who may, for some reason, forget to check. They could potentially be putting themselves at harm. If you find that any of your equipment is faulty, it doesn't seem to be working as it should, it's making a louder noise than normal, or it's not working, or it keeps cutting out, or anything like that, report it to your supervisor. It'll get put into isolation, and it'll either get repaired or replaced. Yeah, we okay with that?
Yeah.
But site tour, you'll get your site tour when you start. You'll do your inductions.
Well, we get
policy.
we get an email, our induction. Well, what day we're supposed to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll send you everything. Is what we normally do, which it seems to work quite well, is we've got a WhatsApp group that the teams are on, and it's just a way of communicating in case anything's going on that everybody needs to know about. We try and keep it clean because I can't and don't want to hear some of what you guys do. I think they've got another group for that. Okay. But we also have a group for the inductions so that you guys can be together during this next process, because it can get a bit messy at times, so we try and keep it as best as possible. If you're happy to be on the I can't even speak. There's me saying I'm not the alcoholic, and now I can't even speak. This is only Diet Coke, I promise. Won't be 1 minute. So if you're happy to be included on the WhatsApp group, I need you to do me a favour. This is game 2, Rach. So okay, I need you to text me your name, just your name, first and surname, and what the initials of your site. So if it's Doncaster, you can just put, in fact, put DON. Okay. So if it's Doncaster, put DON. If it's Bounds Green, just put BG. If it's Stoke Gifford, put SG.
Do we do that now, or?
Yeah, please. We can do it now. We can do it in a minute, but I'll give you my number in a second, and then I'll know by you doing that. I know you don't mind being added to the WhatsApp group.
Sorry, have I got to do this on WhatsApp?
Yeah. Have you got WhatsApp?
No, I haven't, but I'll download it. Okay.
Winner.
Just like normal.
Yeah. Now, like I say, you don't have to. It's just, we'll still communicate with anybody else separately if they need us to. But it's just a quick fix, because sometimes, like we've done today, somebody will have a question and everybody else sort of wants to know the answer as well. So it tends to just make it a lot easier.
Makes it a lot easier,
Yeah. All I would say though is it's worth, when you don't want to be pinged, turn it on to silent, because we do work days and nights. So sometimes we might actually jump on it when you guys are asleep or you're awake and we're asleep and all that. So you might find
Can I ask one question? If you want us to work an extra shift, are you going to ping us on WhatsApp?
Sometimes that will happen.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it will. Sometimes it'll be more planned, but if we get sickness or something, then we'll tend to throw it out there and say, guys, we've got a shift open, and then you jump on it. Yeah.
And how about filtering?
Pardon?
Filtering.
Are you okay?
Filtering side.
Yeah. I can't hear you, sorry.
I mean filtering side.
Right, yeah, okay. So you're at Stoke Gifford.
Stoke Gifford.
That's Stoke Gifford.
All right.
Yeah, so you just want to put Sierra Golf at the end of your name.
What about the North Pole?
So just put NP for North Pole, November
Okay.
Papa. Anybody else? Everybody know what they're doing, okay?
Yeah.
So just your name, first and surname, and then just put either SG, DON, or NP, okay? Is that okay? So, right, my number, are we ready? We've got pens or phones, yeah?
Pen.
Right.
Okay.
Go on then.
07
07
841
841
025
025
116.
116. Yep.
Yeah?
So 07841 025 116.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. So, with regards to the WhatsApp group, we'll add you to the relevant WhatsApp groups. Please bear with us, because like I say, sometimes we'll be on days or nights, so we will answer as soon as we can. Rach will be on it as well, and the manager of the site that you're on will also be on it. Donny, at the moment, the manager's not on site, so that will be covered by me and Bronwyn. But we'll let you know as soon as that's done. But you'll also we'll add the nights, we'll add the shift supervisor. So that
What's your email as well, Sam, so I can just add it into the log, for contact details.
Yeah, it's Sam.
Yeah.
At BFML, which is Bravo Foxtrot Mike Lima.
Mike Lima, yeah.
Say that again.
Sam at BFML, so Bravo Foxtrot Mike
Lima. Yeah.
Yeah. .co.uk.
Okay.
Oh, I've texted you. No, I've texted you normally, Sam.
Okay.
Okay, no, that's fine. You can
that's fine. I was asking extra. That's all, mate.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
No worries. That's fine.
Just text you on WhatsApp. I've added anyway.
No worries. Cool. Okay.
I think I put right number in.
Soon find out.
Is it 07841025116?
Say that again. Sorry.
Is it 07841025116?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Hold on. So I've got Kelly, I've got Liam.
Shove me in out as well. Just need, yeah.
Yeah. Kudos, Vicky, Harry. Okay. If anybody can't do it for any reason, email Rach, so we know that if you want to be on it, but you've not been able to, just email her. Okay.
Yep.
So we'll add you to the groups, but what I will explain now though is once the induction process is over and you guys have started on shift, your contact won't be me anymore. You're welcome to contact me, but the chances of getting hold of me are reduced a little bit, and that's not because I don't care, and it's not because I don't want to talk to you, and I'll answer anybody as soon as I get to you, but you tend to, lots of messages come through, so sometimes it can be a while before I even see that you've messaged. So if it's urgent, I tell every member of staff, if it is genuinely urgent, ring me, and I will answer. So like today, I've got my phone on silent because I'm talking to you guys, and it would be rude to talk to somebody else. But if my phone started ringing and it kept ringing, I would excuse myself and I'd take the call, okay? So if anybody ever does need me 24/7 and it's an emergency, you can get hold of me, okay? We're good with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Right, smoking policy. Every site, they are all no smoking sites. There are smoking shelters on site that you can smoke in, okay? You cannot smoke anywhere else apart from the designated areas, and that includes vaping. There's enough places to smoke properly without going elsewhere. Please don't smoke anywhere else. You guys comfortable with that bit so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next part, which we've pretty much covered loads of this now, so I'm going to have to sort of flick through as I go because I don't want to repeat myself on you. It's not fair. Okay. So your health and safety policy will be sent to you. Sorry, it will be put on your portal, so you'll be able to get to that through My Task. Company policy handbook, that will be through My Task. Okay, apart from you two guys, I think already know this because you were talking about it earlier. Does anybody know the difference between an accident and a near miss?
Yes.
Not you. Or you.
Not
or
me.
not you two. You're not allowed to answer. Anybody else?
Yeah, accident can be prevented.
That is true. That is a very good point. That is not the difference, but that is a good one. So you get a sticker. Anybody else?
Something that's happened, and near miss is something that can be stopped.
Beautiful. Okay. Yes. So basically, a near miss is an event or a situation that has the potential to cause harm, damage, or loss. Okay. The most important word in all that is the potential. Okay. A near miss has the potential to cause harm, injury, or loss. Whereas an accident is an event or a situation that has caused harm, injury, or loss. So the biggest difference there is that near miss has the potential and an accident's happened. Okay. So an example of that. Sorry, just bear with me a second. Okay, so an example of that would be if you're walking down the street, which I'm sure is a song. Is that a song? Is it a song? as you're walking down the
Walking
street.
down the street, saying do that one.
That's it. That is the one. I like that. Okay. Thank you very much. So if you're walking down the street and you're, and I'm going to keep thinking that now, and there's I don't know, a loose slab, okay, and you trip. I know I've done it. You're walking along and you trip and you're really embarrassed, so you just sort of take a stumble, but you catch yourself and you keep walking and hope nobody's actually noticed that you've just done that. To be fair, I've done it without the loose slab. I could trip on air. That is classed as a near miss. You've done something. There's been an event. There's been a situation that had the potential to cause harm, injury, or loss. If you were walking down the street again and you trip on the slab and you actually fall and you bang your arm, you bang your face, you hurt your leg, whatever it might be, that's an accident, because you have had same thing again. It's an event or a situation that has actually caused harm, injury, or loss. Okay, so that's the difference. A near miss has the potential to have caused harm, injury, or loss, whereas an accident has actually caused it. Which leads me to why our is that even English? What did I just say then? Which leads me to our near miss procedure and our policy. We very much promote you guys reporting near misses, just as much as Hitachi do. Hitachi have near miss boards on every site where there's cards that you can write the information down, and you can do it anonymously if you need to, but it gives you the opportunity to raise a concern if you've seen an unsafe act, if somebody's done something that you think isn't safe or it could have caused harm to them or somebody else. If you see somebody not following process and procedures, you can put it in there. If you do something yourself, you can put it in there. So the reason, in fact, why do you guys think, not you two, why do you guys think it's really important that we actually report near misses?
Doesn't happen again.
Beautiful. Okay, so it doesn't happen again. So the reason we don't want it to happen again is because next time the same situation could actually be an accident rather than a near miss. On average, I think they say it's something like 10 near misses will result in an accident. So if there's this loose slab and I trip on it and I'm okay and I'm embarrassed and I keep my head down, I keep going, and then the next day Rachel's walking along and she does exactly the same thing and she's feeling like a fool as well, so she doesn't tell anybody about it. And then the next day Steve's rocking up and he trips on it, but unfortunately Steve goes flying and he breaks his leg. Okay, me and Rachel, by not reporting that, we've actually caused harm to Steve, because we could have reported that and then we could have cordoned off the area, the slab could have got replaced or repaired and we could have stopped it. But because we were embarrassed, we've not said anything. Okay, now with us, near miss reporting, we had a lot of issues where people thought it was telling tales or grassing or whatever the term is at the time. Okay, it's not. It's not at all. It's the opposite of that. By not saying something, you are actually making yourself accountable for it. Because if something happens, because nobody's reported it, that's too late then. There's nothing we can do about it. The accident's actually happened. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So you'll never get grief for near missing somebody or something. I will near miss myself, and I genuinely will, because it's important that we highlight it, because when we know about a near miss, we will do the same as we do with an accident. We'll investigate it, we'll look at the root causes of it, and we'll look at, can we put any measures in place to stop it happening again? Because sometimes things can't be foreseen, you can't imagine they're going to happen, and they do. But then when that near miss has been reported, we can actually do something about it for next time. If there was an accident, we'd still do the same thing. We'd still investigate it. We'd look at the root causes and we'd look at measures for the future. Difference being that obviously with an accident, something's already gone wrong and somebody's got injured. Okay, so please talk to people about the near miss report. If you see a near miss, if you're worried about doing it yourself, speak to your supervisor. Okay, and they'll report it on your behalf. But at least we can still make sure we get it investigated. Okay,
Yeah.
Is that good? We're good. We're all awake still? We got any sleepers or yours?
Yeah.
No. I'm impressed. I really think you need a coffee though, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So What else have I got? We've covered alcohol and drugs. We're good with that. Yeah? We all know we don't do it.
Yep.
Control of dust and fumes. You should not be working in an environment that has high levels of dust or fumes. If you are, something's wrong. If you find that when you're on your units and you feel there's a lot of fumes, then potentially there is an issue that we need to raise very quickly.
Can I ask you one question? Are we going to be involved in going into a certain area that's like a confined area?
No. So
No.
you will be you'll be in the car. So that's the each carriage. We will obviously you'd be in there. So you'd be in the toilet. Well, confined area could be classed as the toilet if you've got the door closed. But you've got the toilet area. You've got the vestibules. You've got the carriage, but the driver's cab. But you're not going into an area where that unit's going that's confined.
So we'll never get involved with an engine or that sort of thing?
No, we don't clean the bogie or anything like that, which is, sorry, the boat. So for you guys, the bogie is like where the wheels are. We don't clean any of that. It's purely just the actual casing.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
COSH, does anybody know, not you two, what COSH stands for?
Controller.
Yeah,
Controllers.
Health.
Of, yeah.
So health.
Substance.
Substances, yeah.
Substances. Hazardous 12.
Beautiful. Control of substances, hazardous to health. I nearly couldn't get that out. So every chemical we use, we will carry out a COSH assessment on. We will look at it and we'll look into detail to make sure that everything's covered. So for example, in a COSH assessment, it will tell you guys what it looks like, what the appearance is, what it smells like, if it's, for example, a liquid or a solid. It will tell you what PPE is required, so what personal protective equipment is required to use that chemical. It'll tell you how to store it, how to dispose of it when you finish with it, how to clean up a spillage should there be one. Normally with the products you're using, it's not so bad because it will be in small amounts, but nevertheless it will show you. It will tell you first aid measures if you were to get it on your skin, if you were to consume it, how you deal with that. Whether you need to sort of go to A&E straight away, or if you need to you need to wash it off, etc. It will also tell you firefighting measures. You won't need them because you potentially would have a fire person on site to deal with that. However, you need to be aware in case there was a fire and we need to provide that to the fire service to tell them what chemicals are on site.
So one question.
Yeah.
One question. You know, you're on the train, cleaning it out. What's the fire procedure then?
There's always more than one exit. So, yeah. So
If
you'll
there-
always.
Will there be alarm going off?
Yeah. So, if there was, you would be radioed through to get off the train straight away,
Right.
and then there would be fire marshals outside to take you to your designated area, which you'll be shown on your induction.
Okay.
So yeah, with COSH, I don't expect you to all become chemists overnight, but when you get these sent to you, it is important that you read through them and you understand how they're made up and what the first aid measures are and what PPE you need.
Symbols and stuff like that, isn't it, as well?
Pardon?
Like that. Knowing all the symbols as well on the back of chemicals and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it will go through it all for you. But again, this you will start. This is your starting point for your training. Okay. It's a bit like driving. If you pass your test, and that's when you actually start to learn properly. So once you're actually on shift and you're with your supervisors, they will go through all of this with you in far more detail. For me, if I'm completely honest, this initial thing today is to make sure that you guys are open to understanding, that you are able to communicate with us, that you understand the most important risks on site, and that we feel that we can put you on site knowing that you will comply and adhere to the rules. Okay, that's what this is for. Once you're on shift, you'll go through your COSH assessments in lots of detail. You'll go through your risk assessments in lots of detail, which I'll explain about them in a minute. And you'll learn how to actually clean the train our way. Has anybody ever cleaned trains before?
Yes.
Who've we got? Who said yes?
Yeah, Graham.
Okay, where have you done it?
Yeah, North Pole, Hitachi.
So you did it at North Pole, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So so you'll know the thing. Now you'll still have to go through all our training obviously anyway, but you'll obviously have a good idea of the site already, which is perfect. Okay, so is everybody okay with COSH and why we have it, COSH assessments?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only other thing I'd say is we have to make sure that chemicals go back in the COSH cupboards at the end of your shift. Again, your supervisor will show you exactly where to go and what to do with that. Won't be a minute. Okay, risk assessments. Who knows? And you have to give me wiggles now, so we need. Oh, bless! I think Five Tablet's going to really have to speak. Okay, is everybody okay up there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Give me 2 seconds. Won't be 1 second, guys. Okay, so risk assessments. Does anybody know what a risk assessment is? Give me a bit of hand movement if you do. Say that.
Yes, that's the risk before.
Music. Can hear it.
Okay, I won't miss that.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Right then. Let me just. Okay, risk assessments. A risk assessment is carried out for every task that you're going to do. Okay. We basically look at your task and we assess all the possible risks involved in that task. Now we can't know everything. We can only work on what we can foresee happening. Okay. So we will. Who's on the phone? Won't be a second. I pressed something. I don't know what I've done. What have I done? Rachel, I need you to fix this for me. I genuinely have no clue what I've actually just done to my screen. Just 1 second. Oh, it's all going wrong. Guys, just give me 2 seconds. Okay, fixed it. Okay, sorry. So we will carry out an assessment to see all the possible risks that we can foresee, and we'll look at what hazards we can foresee, and we'll look at what risks they have to you and anybody else as well. So I'll give you an example. If we were using a vacuum in a doorway, okay, we're vacuuming an entrance matting, for example. The hazard would be this trailing cable, because potentially the risk is that somebody could trip over it. Okay. Oh, we've got a little person. I like little people joining the group. Who's got the little person? Oh, you can't pretend there's not a little person. It was either the telly or an actual little person.
Oh no, I had it as well.
Oh yeah.
That's sad. The little person's gone. See, that's something different. That's a little person. That is a little person. It's not just me. Who's not aware that they've got a little? Who's got the little person?
It's me. Sorry.
No, that's okay. We like little people joining. That's okay. Yeah. They're not bored of me yet, so it's quite exciting to see a new person. So we've got a hazard, which is the trailing cable, and we've got our risk, which is the trip. Okay, we could trip over that. Now we need to look at what the chances of somebody is. I can't even speak now because I was trying to look for your little person in the background. Sorry. Okay, I'm back in the room. So what are the chances that you are actually going to, or somebody is going to actually trip on that cable? So,
low, basically.
50-50, isn't it, really?
Everyone.
So you reckon 50-50? Okay.
Everyone.
Okay, so if there's a cable in a doorway and you're walking through that doorway, are you potentially going to look down? Probably not. Okay.
No.
So we'd score it out of 5. 1 being really unlikely and 5 being definitely going to happen.
5.
So the
5.
5.
I'd say 4. 3.
Okay, give me some hands because I can't see. There's too many people talking.
I'll
So
say
how many
3.
do you reckon? 5, 5, 5.
3.
3. Okay. So we've got a lot of 5s. So we've got 5 there. Right. Okay. So let's call it then, just to make it fair, because there was a few lower numbers. We'll say a 4. Okay, because it's just this is an opinion. Realistically, a risk assessment is.
It depends how big of a step you take through the door, doesn't it? Really.
It certainly does. Now I'm short. Okay. So, or what's the correct word? Vertically challenged. Is that a better word to say? Yeah, I'll go with that. So my steps would be little. So the chances are I'd probably trip on it. And to be fair, even without the cable, I'd probably trip. So we'll call it a 4. Yeah. So we've got our score of 4 for the likelihood of it happening. Now we look at the consequences. If I was to trip on the floor, what's going to happen to me? So 1 is nothing really. I might just get a bit of a bruise. 5 is death. What should we say? If I trip, now don't get me wrong, I know you could actually trip and bang your head wrong and it could be fatal. But let's try and be sort of we'll call it a standard.
Like a 3, isn't it, really?
3.
Yeah, 3.
3? So we're saying 3. Everybody going with 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 3, yeah? So what we now do is we know our likelihood is a 4 and we know that the consequence is going to be a 3, yeah? We times them together and that gives us a score of 12. So we now know that our risk rating for that task of vacuuming the floor is a 12. Once we've done that initial risk rating, we now look at what measures we can put in place, what things can we do to reduce that further. So can anybody think of something that we could do?
Report it.
Pardon?
Report it.
Report it, but we know about it and we've still got to do it. So what else could we do?
Put a mat over it, prevent it from happening.
Yeah, we could, but we want to vacuum the mat underneath, so we can't do that. What else could we do?
Safety signs.
Safety signs, okay? So I'm sure you've probably all seen those yellow 8-frame safety signs. Yeah, work in progress, wet floor sign, whatever it says on it. Yellow is a warning sign, okay? So if I'm walking through the door, clumsy as I am, and I see this yellow safety sign in front of me, the chances are, well, with me maybe not, but the chances are I would actually stop and think I will step over that cable. Okay? Now I've stepped over the cable. So just by putting a piece of plastic over the cable, we've now got to look at, with that measure, that's our measure. We had a 4 score before, likelihood of it happening. What's the likelihood now of it happening, do you think?
5.
4, or do you think
5
would work?
5.
So 5 would mean it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
So you think with a safety sign there, I'm definitely still going to trip over?
Oh no, you're using a lower.
No, it reduces it.
Maybe it's going to 1 or 0.
There's some people who would, they think about it. Some people who's in a hurry, they're gonna step over it, aren't they?
Well, not everyone looks at them, but it lowers the chances still, obviously.
But we've already said that with no measures at all, we've got a 4. We can't go above a 4 now.
2.
A 2? Yeah. So realistically, the chances are more people would step over it now than would trip on it. Okay?
Yeah, maybe 1.
So very possibly, because realistically, most people would. But I get what you're saying as well. So let's go half and go 2. Yeah? We okay with that? For this, what we're trying to explain today. So now we've got a score of 2. Our likelihood, with just one measure in place, has now gone to a likelihood of 2 that somebody's going to trip on that. What about our consequence? So now it's a bit like probably not going to trip, but if I did, okay, the consequence has to stay the same. Yeah. If I'm absolutely 100% going to trip, or really unlikely that I'm going to trip, if I do trip, I'm still potentially going to do the same damage. Okay. So we can't change our consequence. However, we've changed the chances, the likelihood of it happening. So now we times 2 by 3, and we've got 6. So we've changed our risk rating from a 12 to a 6 just by adding a yellow safety sign. Does that make sense to you guys? How we work?
Yeah, but you've not.
Okay.
To be honest with you, you've not fixed the problem though, have you? Because the hazard is still there, isn't it?
It is now.
But you are aware of
with a risk assessment, what you have to do is you look at, can we take the hazard away? Well, we can't, okay, because we've assessed the risk, and vacuum packed hoovers aren't allowed. We can't have them. The site won't pay for them or whatever else. So the only option is a vacuum with a cable. And because we have to use that vacuum with a cable, we now need to look at what measures we can put in place. So measure one would always be
sign in place. You will be aware of that.
Pardon?
With the sign in place, you will be aware of that thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It would certainly help. Okay, so that's what a risk assessment's for. It's always to assess what hazards are involved. Can we remove the hazards? If we can't, what can we do? Can we put PPE on? For example, if you were using a strong chemical, one measure may be that we say we have to use that particular chemical. Now, this isn't the case with yours, by the way, but just an example. We have to use that chemical, but it's not safe to inhale. So we might say you have to have face fit masks and airflow masks. Or you might say you need to wear gauntlet gloves so it doesn't get on your skin and things like that. So you'd put in as many measures as you can to reduce the risk, okay, without increasing the risk because sometimes measures can actually create new risks. So that's what and new hazards in their own right. So we have to make sure that we do assess that. So that's pretty much. That's pretty much how a risk assessment works, okay? But what we'll do is we'll send you the risk assessments on your MyTask to have a look through, and that will be more relevant to the site. When you're on, it's a portal, so you don't have to download them. You can go onto them, but they are accessible to you at any time, okay?
I'm gonna get the link for that.
Yeah, you'll get the link. What will happen is after today, Rachel will send you your starter packs over, okay? When you fill your starter packs in and send them back to us, then we will request for your link to be done. So you'll get them within the next few days. But you will also, when you're on site, there's a site folder with all of this in as well, and you will be able to access this at any time, and you will go through this with your supervisor when you start as well.
Okay.
Is that okay? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, the flip side of that is there's also what they call method statements. A method statement is everything we've just talked about. So we've highlighted the risks, we know what we're doing, we know what measures are in place, and then the method statement is how you carry out your tasks in a safe way, so you know exactly how to do it. Okay, so again, you'll get that with it as well. Yeah, we're good?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Bear with me a second. Just so you know, guys, we are nearly near the end now. There's probably about 5 minutes left, just in case you're losing a will.
My battery's about to die.
Okay.
My back is burning.
I just put mine on.
To be fair, you've all been winners. I am actually really impressed because you have all sort of engaged in it, so thank you for that. We've covered, I think, pretty much everything actually now. Oh, last thing then, which should please you. Safety signs. There's a few different colours. I do need to go through this with you. Yellow. I say that the wrong way around. We'll come back to yellow. Okay. What colour do you think a mandatory sign is?
Blue.
So mandatory means you must do it. You must wear your PPE. You
Red.
must follow the designated
Blue. Yellow.
It's blue.
It's blue.
Red.
Okay. You can't answer the next one. Right. So if you answer it, you're out for the next round. Okay. So a mandatory sign you must do is a blue sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
What colour do you think an information sign is?
Yellow. Blue.
For example.
Blue.
For example.
Blue.
A fire exit sign. A first aid.
Red.
Green.
Okay, green. Yeah. So if you look around when you're walking anywhere in a commercial premise or whatever, you'll see that there's fire exit signs or this is the way to the fire exit, whatever it might be. I'm sure that's a song as well, or is that Amarillo? Close though. So if there's a way to somewhere, it will show you where to go. So that will be an information sign, and that is green. Okay. So what else have we got?
Anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Bless you. Can you see the difference though between what?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like between green and red. That's what I call it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So what is a prohibition sign? You must not do. Do not smoke.
Red circle.
Red. Yeah. Okay.
Red.
I'm just cheating a little bit. I have them here.
Stop cheating. Who's cheating?
Yeah, I did the SIA course. I have people here.
Who's cheating? Let me see. Who's talking?
He's been on the internet.
Well, you get 10 out of 10 for honesty.
He's going to be quiet now.
Yeah.
I did an SIA course. So I have them here noted.
Okay, you do get 10 out of 10 for honesty, but you're not allowed to answer the next one now.
Okay.
So we've got prohibition, which is red. You must not do. You must not smoke. No smoking. You've got a mandatory sign, which is blue. You must do. You must follow this. You must wear that. You've got a information sign, green, fire exits, first aid, and then the last one. What colour is a warning sign?
Yellow.
Yeah,
It's
wet door
hazardous,
sign,
yeah.
work in progress, etc., etc. Okay. So what colour is a prohibition sign?
Red.
Red.
Okay. What colour is a sign that tells you must do? You must wear your PPE. You must wear.
No, blue. Sorry, blue.
Yeah. So a prohibition sign. And did I say prohibition?
Yeah.
No, I said mandatory, didn't I? Did I say prohibition? Well, I was just testing you all. Okay.
Hey, I've been working outside all these years.
Sorry, what colour is
give me some credit.
Well, did you actually say the right answer?
Well, in the way I work, when it's getting difficult, you just press red.
Yeah, well, yeah. So you're right. Prohibition. It is red. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you must not do it.
Yes.
Okay. So you
Yes.
got it. Yes. Thank you. So we'll go again, and I'll try and actually get my words out properly this time.
Oh,
What
yeah,
colour is a mandatory sign? You must do it.
Blue.
Beautiful. What colour is a warning sign?
Yellow.
Green.
Yellow. Yeah.
Green.
No. Don't confuse
I'm
me.
colorblind, so it's yellow or green, whatever.
What colour is it to everybody else?
Yellow.
What colour is it? Yes.
Yellow.
Okay. What colour is a prohibition sign?
Red.
You
Red.
must not.
Red.
What colour is a information sign?
Green.
Okay. How many thousand volts go through the overhead line equipment?
25,000.
25,000.
We don't have to worry about the ones on the track, do we?
You should do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I thought
definitely
though, they don't.
Yeah, you do.
Some of them probably don't know what the voltage is on that, do they?
Yeah.
You do.
No, you mean on the
The actual
main
main
line?
line.
We don't
Yeah,
go near
not
the
main
main
line,
line,
no.
so we're not on main line. It's
I was
just
gonna say,
purely
just
on
in case.
depot.
Red.
On depot, it's 25,000 volts of what electricity? AC or DC?
Do these know what you have to start with safety when the train's coming as well?
They will. Yeah, that's
What-
part.
So can I ask you one question? Are they trained? Are they live when they come in, or they shut off?
It depends. Normally, yeah. So do you mean the overhead lines?
No, when they come in, so we
Yeah.
clean. Are they shut off?
Yeah.
Do you mean
Yeah,
powered
well, yeah.
down?
Yeah.
No, they'll be powered up because you need power to be able to clean
Well,
it.
the light, obviously, to be the lights and all this. But what I'm saying
Yeah.
to you is the fact that if you're outside doing the cleaning, are they? Do you have to be aware of the lines?
Yeah, you will be. There'll be the
Yeah,
live.
so the overhead lines we have to be aware of and we treat as live at all times. Okay.
Right,
Sometimes
okay.
they'll get isolated. However, we treat them as live, which is why we never clean above the camp rail or the wash line. Okay.
Right,
we
so-
never clean above it.
Is there going to be anyone thereabouts saying the line is shut off or not?
No, because we always presume it's live. Always.
Right.
We
So
clean.
it's always
Very
live.
rare overhead lines
Yeah.
get turned off.
Yeah.
Right,
innit?
okay.
No.
Right.
We will always treat the overhead line equipment as live at all times.
Live.
And that's
Right,
what
so
keeps us
danger all around. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why we never clean above the cant line and we always carry our equipment horizontally.
Okay.
Sorry, did somebody just say
Fine.
something?
I'm happy with that.
Yeah?
I understand that now. Right.
Cool. Anybody else? Anybody? No? Okay. So what we're going to do now is, I'm quite comfortable that you guys have engaged, and I appreciate that. Stephen, have we lost you? Are you there?
No, I'm here.
Oh, magic. Okay. Kelly, have we lost you? Are you still there?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, magic. I thought you'd gone to sleep for a minute and we'd lost
No,
another one.
I haven't.
Okay. Good. So, Harry, are you in the background? Are you a person? Are you just a symbol? What have we got, Harry? What have we got down there? Hello, Harry. I will have to pop you. Right. Okay. And Galaxy A10, we've not. Who are we there? You got about 5 seconds to finish it off, or I'm gonna have to kick you out and you won't class. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Right. So, thank you guys. All of you have listened, and I appreciate that. I know it's not much fun. I genuinely do. Trust me. Poor Rach, she's probably just lost the will to live sitting there again. But it is important. This is the starting point for you with Bespoke. Okay. Please ask questions. Please do not just do something if you think it's unsafe. Please keep shouting up, keep asking until you understand. Raise it in the correct way. Don't kick off. Don't throw strops. That's not my bag. I won't have people like that as much as I won't have bullying. Okay?
No. Can I ask you one question? Why are we doing it this way? Why couldn't we come and meet you? Is it because we're from different parts of the country?
Yeah.
COVID as well, mate.
Because of COVID, if we don't need to get you guys all together, we won't do. To do this in a room at the moment on a lot of sites, we'd only be able to have 3 people at a time, and it's not as good for you guys when it is just 2 one-on-one. It's better when other people are throwing questions out there as well, because you get a different feel for it. People ask different questions, so. That's
it's no different anyway, because we're all see each other's face and we're all talking face to face.
Can I ask all of you guys on here, how do you find this quite strange? Are you used to this or not?
I'm fine with this. It's first time.
It's okay.
I prefer it, to be honest. You're in the comfort of your own home.
Okay. Thumbs up.
It's been good.
Thumbs up.
We all good?
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Am I right to ring you after about what I need to speak
Yeah, of course
to you
you can.
about?
Yeah, it's fine. No
That's
worries.
fine.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
No worries. So what will happen now, guys? I'll say it very quick because I know you guys have got to go and you need to do stuff, okay? You'll get emails from Rachel telling you about the process from now on. Please, I'll join you to the WhatsApp group. Please ask questions. Please bear with us if I don't answer straight away. Put it on silent if you don't want to be pinged at the wrong times. Don't want to offend people that we're pinging away at stupid times in the morning. Please bear in mind, once you go on to shift, that's when it does flip to your supervisors overseeing you rather than me and Rach and Bronwyn, okay? But if you do have any questions, shout up. But just do it the right way, okay? I don't do cocky and I don't do mouthy. So ask me nicely and I'll help you, okay?
That's it. Manners get you in a lot of ways.
Absolutely. Yeah. So are we all quite comfy? Are we all still wanting to start? Yeah. We all. Yeah.
I'll start tomorrow if it's available.
Pardon?
I'll start tomorrow if it's available.
You've got to do a couple more bits yet, but good try. Can I just see everybody's face 1 second? Because I just need to close it up with all of you. Is that all right? You can smile like you've not all hated every second of it.
I've enjoyed it. It's
Already
social science teenagers.
My back hurts.
Nate, I'll see you tomorrow for a beer.
If I drink, mate, I'll see you there.
Bless you. No, I've got you all on here now, guys. So thank you very much. Genuinely a pleasure to meet you all. I will speak to you all separately at different times anyway. But if you've got any questions, speak to Rach and she'll pass it over.
Shall I ring you when you put it down?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks, Sam.
Nice meeting you all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Look.
Bye.